We are so close to the month of August, and once we get to August, that means we've got real tackle football. We got tackle football this week on Thursday, the National Football League. Heard Conrad this morning talking about we'll have football until, February on Thursdays?
Every Thursday from this Thursday until early February.
That is a beautiful thing.
Every year I talk about that game in the NFL, think about how pointless it is, and every year I watch it. Just to see guys in pads and helmets running around and a few whistles, and then I become disinterested about third quarter.
It's awesome for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you go,
maybe not even that long.
Oh, yeah, this is a preseason game.
Isn't it kind of like our orientation, Pat, back to football season? Just seeing them go through the motions.
Why did Molly not get the memo on the pastels today?
Oh,
yeah, you're right,
she
I didn't.
sure didn't. Conrad, good one.
Thank you.
Yep.
Of course, Conrad didn't wear the three-man front 18
didn't.
South gear on Friday like you and I did.
Well,
I think you guys forgot to add me back to the text thread.
To be fair, that was one of those days where we just simpatico.
Yep.
We're in sync. But good job, Conrad. Looks good.
Thank you.
What is that? A rhinoceros?
It's an elephant.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
Thank you very much.
The trunk was cut off. I couldn't tell.
Molly's back from Milwaukee. How was
hey,
Milwaukee?
guys.
Hey.
I really liked it. Milwaukee's a cool city.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole like beer garden area. I mean, obviously it's Wisconsin, so.
Is there? You're actually talking like you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Now. You just said Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Well, it's like Minnesota.
Did you visit the beer factory?
No factories.
Mm.
But there's a whole like Riverwalk area. It's a really cool city. I really liked it. My friend likes it too.
Mild winters, I hear.
Yes. And she lives right on the lake, and I said, I bet during the wintertime this is brutal.
Yeah.
She said, yeah, it's not easy.
Back when I was a kid, the Green Bay Packers used to play number of games every year in Milwaukee.
At County?
Mm-hmm. Sure did. I want to say when Bart Starr was the head coach. He was the head coach of the Packers for a while. I want to say they would play at least 2 or 3 games a year in Milwaukee.
Yeah, Milwaukee. I flew into the airport, drove around the city. We stopped at a gas station, and then we went to Green Bay. But it was super cold when I went. But
I mean, if you look at a map, the suburbs of Milwaukee have exploded so much, and north of Chicago that basically you've got suburbs that are touching each other.
Yeah.
That's how close Chicago and Milwaukee are. Yeah.
Interesting.
There's usually more Chicago Cubs fans at a Milwaukee Brewers Cubs game than Brewer fans.
Well, the kids won't remember this, but I remember when the Brewers were in the American League.
I do too.
I knew them as an American League team.
I as well.
And when they moved to the National League, it was so weird.
Well, it was just, even me as a youngster, I was always confused why Atlanta was in the National League West. It always messed with me.
Weary-eyed little Landrum watching games at midnight.
Well, you
had
had
on the West Coast.
You had the Cincinnati Reds and the Atlanta Braves in the National League West. I was just like, that makes no sense. Meanwhile, the Cardinals, that is farther west than Cincinnati or the Braves, played in the National League East. Just weird, wacky stuff as a kid.
But it's not just Major League Baseball. We still had divisions. Missouri was a member of the East.
I thought you were about to say, you remember the days
sometimes
when
we get square peg and round hole.
Remember when Missouri was a member of the Southeastern Conference?
Breaking news.
You never know what's going to happen. We are just 26 days away from the start of the college football season. Starting on Wednesday, both Alabama and Auburn, they're going to be on the practice fields. And at 9 a.m. on Wednesday, Hugh Freeze will get in front of the media as he will address everybody. And then the team's going to be on the field at 9:50. I heard Conrad and Damian talking about this morning. It's very interesting the last couple of days. There's been some crazy line movement in this Baylor-Auburn game. If you remember back on, let's see here, what was it? April 18th, Auburn was a 1.5-point favorite over Baylor. On May 19th, Auburn was favored by 2.5 points. And I am trying to get something. As of early this morning, it was a pick'em, and it's still a pick'em. I just pulled it up. It is a pick'em. So it has gone from 1.5 to 2.5 Auburn to now it's a pick'em. Uh-huh. And Conrad saw something yesterday.
Last night it was 1.5 Baylor.
For Baylor.
Yeah. So that was a 4-point swing at one point.
So I'm not really sure what
I think we need to get an integrity commission in on this, the gambling integrity folks.
You think Don's putting a bunch of money down and swaying the line?
I'm smelling shenanigans. Or Mattress Mac there in the great state of Texas has placed a
Baylor?
large wager
Yeah.
and then hedged his bets when he had second thoughts later on in the night after a couple of cocktails.
He had a great steak dinner with Sawyer Robertson, and they are raring to go.
That's right. That's going to be a big game. What's the total in that game? Do you remember offhand?
I can get it for you. I'm sitting here looking at it. 57.5.
Okay. Well,
Sounds like a 30-28 Auburn win and the
30
over.
30 to 27 is what I'm smelling.
Well, here's what's so interesting. If you were to take Auburn on the pick'em, it's going to minus 115, and it's only minus 105 if you take Baylor. So Vegas is telling you, based on that number, that they like Auburn because the juice is more if you bet on Auburn on the pick'em as opposed to Baylor.
Alex McPherson walk-off. 30
So are you calling it now?
30 to 27. I'm calling it right now.
Wow, that's pretty good.
A hot night in Waco.
That's pretty good. Meanwhile, Alabama, if you look at the Florida State line this morning, it is 12.5. Bama opened up as a +2 touchdown favorite, and so that has come down to 12.5.
It's the Castellanos confidence factor.
Is
Doubling
that what it
down.
is?
Yep. Doubling down, not backing away from what he said.
All right, so Conrad, what is the bet again that you and Florida State, Dave, what do y'all have?
Oh, I think if I remember correctly, it's just straight up whoever, or no, it's he gets the points the week of the game. So
Okay,
like that
so whatever-
Monday before the game.
So whatever the point spread is.
Yeah, so if Florida State covers, then I buy him a drink. If Alabama covers and wins, obviously they'd have to win as well. Then he buys me a drink.
Well, I think 12.5, that's a fair line.
Keep it under 2 touchdowns. I feel pretty good about that for the cover, potentially.
Yeah. There's a lot of unknowns. What is Castellanos going to look like in that offense?
I was about to say, if we get that
Malzahn,
line,
Ty Simpson at quarterback.
if you're looking at that on Monday and it's like 17.5 or something for Alabama, then I'd start to, don't know how I feel about that.
So where would you start feeling uncomfortable if it's more than 14.5?
Yeah, I just keep it under 2 touchdowns
Okay.
for me.
What was Bama? Do you guys recall what Bama was last year at Wisconsin?
They were
They were double digits.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. 17 is coming to mind.
That
but
sounds about right, probably.
I think it was north of 2 touchdowns.
come game week, without any significant injuries on either side, I think Alabama's a 14.5, 15-point favorite.
Okay. We'll see what happens. This
Maybe.
morning it is 12.5. So if you like Bama big, might be an opportunity for you to fire in as we speak. 16.5, is that what it says?
Yep.
Okay. That's what Wisconsin Bama
Okay.
was.
Yeah.
So yeah,
around 17.
you're right on it. You remember your office football pool bet.
I do, actually.
Did you win that one?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah. I was waiting. We were on the road somewhere with UAB, and I was watching the first half of the game in the hotel and then watched the rest that I could on the bus on my app, and I felt really good about that one.
It was a good board meeting we had Friday. I thought we got a lot accomplished.
Sure did.
Had record attendance for
Yep.
our office football pool board meeting
Did you
that we
like,
had after the show on Friday.
Conrad, did
Yeah.
you hear the idea that I floated where it's like golf and you go and play in a tournament? You can buy mulligans if you can buy mulligans per week for our office football pool.
Oh, I missed that because I came into the lading a little late, so I missed
$10 mulligans.
Okay.
And Pat puts them in the cash account or the fictitious money
Yeah,
that you can trade in for coupons account.
I just think that we should have recorded it and sent it into the college football playoff committee and said, "This is how you deliberate. This is how you
because
come to a
we
consensus."
had people in the
Right.
room that started getting fired up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you know which one got the most
Well,
fired up.
Well, the guy who wins every year.
Yeah.
It's
He's a
funny
little
how he
biased.
wants to blow the whole thing up. And
But he's a lot like Nick Saban. He doesn't get complacent. The road to success is always under
to keep
construction,
changing it.
and he wants to make sure that things are buttoned up.
we'll have to get Molly's input because Molly wasn't here.
I
Yeah.
think what we agreed on, I'm happy with it personally.
You have to send me over the notes.
I look at it as, I wish I could write it off. I look at it as a charitable donation every year.
To Ryan's kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's their college fund.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I feel like I've had a part in helping them,
I think he's
come up
developed
to be respectable members of society.
I think he has a 501c in their name.
He
So,
should.
you can get that written off.
I was about to say, I think every year I've been a part of it, a member of that household has won. Every year.
Pretty amazing.
Help the Haneys.
Yeah.
HTH.
No kidding.
Here at HTH.
Yeah. Needs to do a public service announcement. Oh, my goodness.
I wonder how many folks that listen to us are already getting their office football pools together. I have been really surprised the last couple of seasons at how many people that I thought didn't care anything about college football. They're like, because they'll text me, hey, I've got to fill out my office pool. And they all do it different ways, but a lot of pools going, which kind of goes back to
For coupons,
Alabama
right?
and gambling and how interested we are in sports.
We will definitely very soon conclude what we want to do here.
Okay.
Still taking everything on advisement.
I've got to change my team name. I do it every year.
Yeah, last year you were who?
I was Jalen DeBoer.
That's right, Jalen.
So I'm
DeBoer.
waiting. I'm waiting for a good soundbite.
Molly, you were the Nebraska basketball player.
Yes. Tominaga Fan Club.
Are you changing it this year?
We'll see.
I was Spice Young.
I didn't know
the
if you
year
go
before.
Scooble sucks or something like
That's a
that.
good one.
No, not yet.
Well, we do have something serious that we're going to follow here coming up in just a little while from Boulder, Colorado. If you did not see this, Colorado has called a press conference today, and it will include Coach Prime's medical team. That is going to be at 12 noon our time, so we will try to listen in as much as we can coming up at noon. Basically, Colorado sent out, it's an advisory, Coach Prime to provide updates during first press conference of the 2025 camp. It's interesting because his medical team is going to be involved in this press conference. I want to take you back to May, and his son, Deion Sanders Jr., he posted this. It was an emotional tweet. This was Deion Sanders sitting on a bed in a hospital room. And take a listen to what Deion said back in May.
Mentally, emotionally. Last night was tough. Yesterday was tough. Because I had to make a will. That's not easy. At all. To think that you may not be here. But you want to make sure everybody's.
That was Deion Sanders back in May, sitting on a hospital bed, talking about having to make a will out, talking about the emotions involved in that. Now, his son, Deion Sanders Jr., he's the guy that does all the videos. He's in charge of the documentaries and the social media and things of that nature. He posted this about his father's health recently on Twitter.
This is an opportunity for God's power to be shown with all these trials and tribulations I'm going through. Like I said, it was a hard-fought battle, but it was a battle that was fought and won. So I just posted a little clip on his page. Tomorrow we're going to post after this press conference at 11 a.m. out here at Colorado time.
There you go. So had a lot of people text me last night going, hey, what do you think? You think this means that Deion's like maybe stepping away, kind of a medical leave for a little bit? But based on what his son tweeted yesterday, I think that they're going to celebrate the fact that whatever was going on with Deion, that maybe Deion has turned the corner, and maybe the medical folks are there to maybe describe and explain maybe what all Deion's been going through, perhaps. Yeah.
Well, you certainly hope so. And I know that Deion is a man of faith, and it's certainly not going to be easy. I actually get that message pretty clear in Scripture. But I think Deion is in as much criticism, and I was the first to criticize him last year when a lot of his comments I thought weren't fair towards people in the media. It seemed like he had an agenda, but I do think that Deion Sanders is good for college football. I really do.
Yeah, I don't disagree at all. So we will try to listen to that coming up at noon. At 11 o'clock this morning, Brett Ciancia, who is with Pick Six Previews. For the last decade, Pick Six Previews has been the most accurate preseason prognosticator of everyone. And that goes ESPN, CBSSports.com, Lindy's, Athlon's, Phil Steele, Street and Smith's, you name it. He's been number one. Last time we had him on, he had not finished up his Southeastern Conference rankings. And so Pick Six Previews officially came out about a week ago, and we now have in our possession his rankings for the Southeastern Conference and his top 25. So we're going to have an opportunity to kind of dive into that with him in regards to who he likes, a very familiar name with our all listening audience. I think they will want to tune in at 11 o'clock and listening to his reasoning why he chose that particular school as number one in the Southeastern Conference.
Yeah, and it's been documented, and you just laid it out. And we have several of these folks on that are very good at what you do, but for people who want track record and documented success, his secret, I guess that's why he's able to do it. Nobody else has been able to do it over the last 10 years, but his track record it's amazing. You go back and you look at it and how accurate his predictions are.
Yeah, not only the last 10 years, but especially last year.
Yeah.
Last year was right on. So he will join us at 11 o'clock. We'll hopefully listen in to what's going on in Boulder, Colorado with Deion Sanders at noon.
Well, the Alabama heat and humidity can be brutal, but don't let it affect your home and family. Keep them comfortable with an affordable Trane cooling system. They've been recognized as America's most trusted brand for 11 consecutive years, and they're the official cooling partner here at Jox. So go and find a comfort specialist near you at Trane.com.
Did a friend of the program let the cat out of the bag on Friday on the Paul Feinbaum show? Scott Hamilton, a frequent guest here on Three Man Front, columnist there at the Post-Courier in Charleston, South Carolina, joined the program with us last week, Talk ACC Media Days. His line with Paul Feinbaum on Friday caused quite a stir. We'll let you listen to it and tell you what we know next on Three Man Front. Oh, it's a hot one out there. If you're out working, whether you're cutting grass, AC, plumbing, working on the interstate, county roads, whatever the case may be, please be careful out there. We're under an excessive heat warning over the next 48 hours. So please exercise caution and please stay hydrated. It's serious out there. It's really, really bad.
And if you're cutting grass, keep that mower setting high. You don't want to stress the grass, especially in this kind of heat. Have you watered your grass? You haven't, have you?
No.
You're not going to do it. Pat will not do it.
No.
He will let the grass
No,
die
no, you know why?
and turn his backyard into a dirt track for his zero turn.
No, you know why? It's because it's already started. Leaves in my front yard. They're falling.
Yeah. Yep.
So here we go. This is, the next 4 months of heck.
We were blessed with all of that rain in May and June and some of July. And my fear is it's going to be scorching hot through like the first month of football season and we'll get no rain.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's
probably right.
Very pessimistic outlook, but I've seen it before. How about our friends at Dobbs Ford? You can stay cool in one of those new Fords you're going to find there on Parkway East. Alabama's largest showroom selection. The F-150s, the Dobbs edition, they're incredible. Mustangs, Broncos, Expeditions, like my little sister bought. I had a buddy that called me this weekend and said, hey, I'm looking for an F-250. It was a specific kind because they have all different versions of it with the bells and whistles. And Joey Goshen and the wonderful team at Dobbs, they're helping him out on that as well. They'll help you out. I talk about the friendly customer service and just the genuine people that you're going to deal with. You're going to love the experience, even if you never purchase anything from Dobbs Ford. DobbsFordBirmingham.com is the website. Check them out. DobbsFordBirmingham.com. And as always, tell them Landrum from Jox sent you.
So we talked about this story that was making the rounds on the final day of ACC Media Days in regards to North Carolina potentially being the next team up for the Southeastern Conference. It's been no secret that North Carolina, the University of North Carolina, they have spent close to $750 million in legal recommendations in regards to what they potentially could do as a university to either try to get out of the ACC deal or perhaps try to find another conference for them to go to. Well, Scott Hamilton, outstanding sports columnist from the Charleston Post-Courier, a frequent guest on this program. He was on last week from ACC Media Days. He was on the Paul Feinbaum show, and he dropped this little nugget that really got everybody talking late Friday afternoon.
I actually have a source today tell me, Paul, that North Carolina has a handshake agreement with the SEC, and and that same source tells me Virginia has one with the Big Ten. Now, it needs some more vetting, some more reporting, but that's pretty much says it all. I mean, that school would be the one to actually maybe have some kind of verbal agreement, understanding, whatever, to go elsewhere. I think that talks about the brand of North Carolina and what that school brings, not just in football. They haven't won a conference title since 1980, Paul, but you look at the basketball, you look at the academics, you look at the Olympic sports, and of course it doesn't hurt to have that Jumpman logo tethered to your school colors. I think it's UNC number one, and then I think it's Florida State, Clemson, Florida State number two after that.
Okay, so for the record, I will just tell you that the people that I talk to, nobody says that they have heard that there's a handshake agreement with North Carolina and the Southeastern Conference. So I'm not saying that he doesn't have sources. I'm not shooting him down. I'm just telling you, for the people that I talk to around the Southeastern Conference, that has not happened, or the people that I talked to, they had not heard that. And Paul made that perfectly clear in the interview with Scott on Friday. But Scott is very well connected in the state of South Carolina and North Carolina. Scott's background, wrote for the Sports Business Journal for many years, wrote for Golf Week. I mean, he's a journalist. And so you heard the clip. I'm not really sure what you think of what he said, but I can just tell you, from my point of view, I have not heard that from anyone. I do not think in this day and age of litigious nature of conferences and schools and contracts, I don't think the SEC, just like I don't think the SEC had a handshake deal with Oklahoma and Texas until the time came that they needed to have a so-called deal.
Well, you start defining handshake agreement, and who was it between? Was it an influential booster that maybe Scott was talking to that said, "Look, if we're going to move conferences, I've talked to, Jim and Joe Bob and whoever. We've all agreed the SEC is a natural fit for us." As an SEC fan, I hope it's the case. I really do. Their football success has not been great, but there is prestige that goes with North Carolina. And to me, that is a better ad as a whole for the Southeastern Conference than a Florida State would be or a Miami would be. North Carolina adds to it.
And then I had another person that I trust, and he was not saying that something was absolutely going to happen in the next 12 months or 24 months or 3 years, whatever the case may be. But he said that he had heard that absolutely North Carolina would be the team that would ultimately join the Southeastern Conference, and it would be NC State joining North Carolina coming to the conference. And there's a lot of politics involved in the state of North Carolina. And so there's that general feeling that Virginia would go to the Big Ten. And then the SEC would prefer to go into a state because South Carolina would not be happy with Clemson coming in, nor would Florida be happy with Florida State coming in. So those are the things that, as of today, that's kind of the pecking order, in my opinion, in which would happen. The Big Ten would love to have Virginia and North Carolina. I think North Carolina sees the SEC as a more viable option for them. So we'll see what happens. I don't think anything is
imminent.
Yeah, it's going to happen in the next couple of years. But it was interesting that Scott said what he did on the Paul Feinbaum show.
Well, you got to start planning ahead. Now the question is, Conrad, if UNC does come in, if we're just going to go helmet, we had our helmet bracket here on the show, I think that
they might win.
That one's tough to beat.
That's your new leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the very best. And, I mean, even like Scott said, right, the uniform in and of itself, but having the Jordan brand associated with it, that kind of stuff carries a lot of weight. So it would be interesting to see. So in this scenario, though, let's say that this all ends up being true and Virginia goes to the Big Ten. Do you think they would take a Virginia Tech with them? Do you think it would be Clemson or FSU that was that second team to join them? Because I would assume
I would think the Big Ten would try to get in Florida.
I
think
so.
They would try to go out to Florida State.
And they obviously don't care about regions, right?
Yeah.
They're happy to go anywhere.
No. And then, I mean, what Clemson does from that point of view, or does the SEC add 4 instead of 2?
Is Florida State, and I'm not trying to denigrate Florida State at all. I'm just asking, is that up to the standards, air quotes, of the Big Ten academically?
Nobody's up to the standards of the Big Ten.
You're right.
I mean, they would probably love to kick Nebraska out because Nebraska's not an AAU school anymore.
You're not wrong.
I mean, because when they first got in, that's all they talked about was that, hey, Nebraska's in because they're an AAU school. Well, they're not an AAU school
Is
anymore.
Miami an AAU?
They may be.
I think they may be.
They just added a bunch of new AAU schools over the course of the last.
Yes, they are a member.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
See, I was thinking
There
if
you
you're
go.
Big Ten, you'd maybe go more Virginia and like Duke, right? Because that would be maybe more in line with your academic standards at a Duke.
Which is so funny now because it really doesn't matter when it comes to whether what your GPA is or whatever the case. I mean, this is just straight pay for play. That's all it is. So
they're not going there to play school.
it is interesting because on the 3-man front Twitter poll question we had late last week, we asked the question, which ACC combination would excite you the most if they join the Southeastern Conference? And we almost had 500 votes, and 42% of you said Clemson, FSU. That's who you wanted. And then coming in at number 2 was North Carolina, Clemson. And then at 3 was North Carolina, FSU, and then North Carolina, Miami was the final option.
Not that North Carolina's been a powerhouse in football, but
Isn't that
Big Ten
crazy?
adding Virginia in football, that would just be par for the course.
Well, you heard what Scott said. North Carolina has not won a football championship since 1980.
Yeah.
A league championship.
They've had some good teams, though. The Julius Peppers teams, when Mac was there, when Mac came back. But, yeah, it's been hard for them to find the ultimate success. But you can say the same about Miami.
Now,
That is fair.
do I think by the time we get towards the end of the decade, are we going to start hearing a lot of these rumors? Absolutely. Because one, the ACC buyout is going to drop to a point to where you might have a rich alum basically write a check and they walk out. And also, you've got all of the media deals, for the exception of the Southeastern Conference, that is going to be coming up for renewal. And that's going to be a good jumping off point for a lot of people.
I just hope Virginia gets to go to the Big Ten so they can finally play the football powerhouse that we all know as Indiana.
Yeah.
And Rutgers.
And Rutgers, that's right.
That would be good. Coming up next on Three Man Front, some bizarre coaching statements late last week. Dave Aranda, Trent Dilfer, just weird, odd analogies. We will let you hear those, and you can decide for yourself if these coaches know what they're doing. That's next on Three Man Front. It is 10:34 here on this Monday, a hot, steamy Monday. Thanks for tuning us in. This is Three Man Front. Landrum, Conrad, Molly, myself, Pat. We'll be with you until 2 o'clock. Brett Ciancia, he's going to join the program coming up at 11 o'clock from Pick Six Previews, as he'll give us his rundown of the Southeastern Conference and the top 25. So late last week on Friday, we had a couple of major college football coaches. They went down the road of analogies, in which just out of the blue, they start telling the audience some interesting side notes. We're going to start with Dave Aranda, who is the head football coach of Baylor University. He was speaking to the Texas High School Coaches Association, and I don't know why he went there, but take a listen.
There's a scene in The Wolf of Wall Street when they're talking about throwing midgets, and it's like, hey, this midget can he, can he roll there? And he go, no, he doesn't roll. You throw him. You know what I mean? And they're made for throwing. And then after a while, they start talking, and they go, well, you know what? I think if you start talking, they may think they know we're making fun of them. The midgets may think that we're making fun of them. So then I'm going to start, they may get mad at us. And then the guys go, well, what we need to do is make them think they're one of us. And they go, one of us, one of us. And I think that's the thing with coaching, call it recruiting, is it's that way. They talk about acquiring players, getting rid of players, just like that. And the whole thing underneath all that is they make them think they're one of us. You know what I mean? And it's like, but I don't know. Do you have to do that to win? That sucks.
Dang it.
I don't.
He said it, guys. He said it 3 times in the 45 seconds. The 3 times that he said it, it was in that first 45.
Are you allowed to say that word?
I don't think so. I don't say
That's
it.
part of the scene in the movie. Is they're debating if you.
No, I understand
that.
that, but I'm just saying.
No, I don't think it's acceptable.
That's not the acceptable term.
Nope. No.
So it's like,
but the wrestlers don't have a problem with it.
Well, I was going to say, when I go to Gatlinburg, they still call it midget wrestling.
Well, yeah,
and they take pride in
that.
Where
I went up in Hansville to watch it that night with some high school buddies of mine, it was called Micro.
Okay.
Micro wrestling.
All right.
But to what one of you just said, they absolutely leaned into it.
Yes.
So,
but I don't use that word.
I don't either.
So how he?
When I was growing up, it was.
I just like how long
acceptable.
Yeah.
And maybe it shouldn't have been. No, I guess nobody asked.
There are a lot of things that I could say even when I was a child that I absolutely could not say now. In terms of things that slang and things that no one batted an eye at.
Did you guys ever watch that reality show, Little People, Big World?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think Little People is probably the more.
Is it?
Used term in society. I mean, I heard a guy on the golf course the other day say it.
Now, I've not seen that there's mass protests in Waco asking for his firing. I have not seen that.
No.
So I assume that everything is hunky-dory.
No, but there's a good chance that Friday night game, that opener versus Auburn, you might have Little People awareness or something.
That was just.
So you're basically talking about a small protest.
Micro protest.
Just a little bit of a protest. I didn't say the word.
No, you didn't.
Just bizarre. Okay, that's one. Just mark it down. Now, this next clip is not anywhere near as odd as the one we just played you. But Trent Dilfer speaking to the media at the American Conference in Charlotte. Get this. In Charlotte, they're having the American Conference Football Media Days.
And a Beyonce concert?
No. But did you see what else was going on at the convention center at the exact same time?
I wonder how the Beehive's doing.
I did not.
Mm-hmm. A Mary Kay Cosmetics convention.
Yes!
Oh, wow.
Bet some members of the Beehive are there.
So you had in one section, you had the American holding, and then somebody had done a video of people going into the room for the football.
Complete opposite demographics.
And then you look down, and it's a whole room of people wearing pink and doing their Mary Kay chants. And stuff like that.
Is that where they give away the pink cars? They announce who wins the pink cars?
The pink Cadillacs?
The pink Cadillacs for the year?
I'm not sure.
I wanted one of those so bad as a kid.
Bet you did.
Oh, I still want one.
You gotta move a lot of makeup, girl.
No, I know.
I just don't.
But it's a pink car.
I just don't understand how the American keeps fumbling itself by putting itself. First off, they would play their basketball there at the Star, and that was always a joke. Now you're having a football media days at a Mary Kay Cosmetics convention. I mean, seriously. Anyway,
Caleb Williams would have loved it a few years ago.
Yeah. Here's Trent Dilfer bringing this analogy about his football team at UAB.
If you took a towel and you soaked it in water and then you start twisting it to get the water out. Most of us will twist it and get it to where we think it's dry, but it's not dry, it's still damp. So then you got to really grind it a little bit harder. Get a couple more drops out, and you think it's dry. It's not dry. Then you step on one side and you twist it more, and you get some partners to squeeze, and you think this towel is dry, but there's still more water in there. That's how we're looking at our program. We're trying to twist that towel to squeeze out every possible drop of potential our players have, our coaches have, our staffers have. Twist that towel to maximize every resource that we have, and we're loving the battle of doing so.
There you go.
Okay.
Should probably just throw the towel in the dryer at that point.
That's kind of what I thought, but who am I?
I've also never had to ask, hey, you want to come help me wring out this towel? It's just too wet. Let me stand on it. Maybe that'll help.
That's the first time I've heard the wet towel analogy, but I followed. I saw where he was going there.
Mm-hmm.
Daylight today, you don't have to wring too much. Just leave it out there.
Yeah.
10 minutes. A little starchy, but it'll be good.
Now, I will say this next clip of Trent Dilfer, as we know, because we've been around him a lot, we're on the broadcast, he is an extremely honest individual.
Yes, he is.
And this next clip that you're going to hear, he cannot get any more honest than this.
And I'm sure every coach came up here and thanked their admin and their president. Nobody's more thankful than me that I even have a job. So, after 7 wins in 2 years, I'm incredibly grateful that we get an opportunity to try to fix this thing this year. It's been incredibly disappointing. I know a lot of coaches, we're in an era when college coaches are supposed to be strong, invincible. We celebrate ego and brashness and this and that, and I'm the opposite. I've been broken. Now, I obviously have a much richer football life than many of them, but I'm not afraid to admit that I've been broken by this, and that's a good thing. I think if you think that's a bad thing, then you're probably where I was a few years ago, where you haven't realized in your journey that this is part of it.
Yeah. And I can say, just having conversations with him off the air, he's genuine in what he's saying there. And for some of these coaches that, well, we can name a few right offhand, think they're always the smartest guy in the room. I think Trent Dilfer has definitely been humbled. Not only the inherent challenges of coaching at UAB, but trying to win football games this day and age, wherever you are in college football. And I do know that he cares a lot about the kids and the guys on the defensive side of the ball that he has added from the NFL ranks. He's got a lot of football experience, Conrad. A lot of guys that know what they're doing. How many more wins that means, don't know, but it's certainly worth the try in year 3.
Well, how many coaches do you think would be that open and honest in that situation? He knows what the situation is, right? You have another bad year, you're probably gone. But he is grateful that he has another opportunity he obviously wants to be here. He believes in the program.
He loves the city of Birmingham.
Absolutely. Like you said, doesn't mean it's going to equal more wins on the field this year, but I applaud him for the honesty and the openness of just being self-aware of the situation. Hey, it is what it is. We've been bad the last couple of years. I know that. I don't want us to be bad. And it falls on me, but credit to him for acknowledging that, yeah, that's the reality of the situation. And sometimes you have to go through great struggles before you get the great triumphs. And for him, he's a man that's had a lot of great triumphs in his life. And so being humbled is never a bad thing.
I did not see an official American Conference
media
football. I did see one that came out, and I think they had
the vote.
Yeah,
I saw UAB was last. The one that I saw. One
that I saw was not UAB was not last, but again, there was not an official, kind of like what the SEC sent out. So, but
let's see here.
I saw one service that they had polled a bunch of American Athletic Conference media.
Yeah, because
they had Temple dead last.
Kind of like what the Big Ten does, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah, this one does not show UAB last.
Yeah.
Actually, it shows UAB finishing 9th.
Is this the one that had Temple last?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a lot better than 14th.
Yes, it is.
Very much so. So we thought we would share that audio for the kids out there.
I just hope there's not a lot of kids riding around. Hey, Mom, hey, Dad, can we watch The Wolf of Wall Street when we get home?
No. There's no point, no part of that movie that you're able to watch.
No, it is a great movie if you are over the age of 17 years old.
Molly, have you seen it?
Once in college.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it?
It was okay. I didn't love
I'm a
it.
big fan of that movie.
Didn't hate it. More of a guy movie.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very much so. This is Reaction Monday. We'd love to hear from you. 1-800-239-WJOX, 205-834-9450 on the Courtesy GMC text line. Coming up at the top of the hour, Brett Ciancia. He will join the program from Pick Six Previews. We'll try to listen in to Coach Prime's press conference coming up at noon. All that straight ahead on the Monday edition of Three Man Front. It is 10:50 coming up at the top of the hour. Pick Six Previews. Brett Ciancia, he's going to join the program. We'll get his thoughts on the Southeastern Conference. I want to remind everybody about Golston Tree Service, 205-337-4443. That is the number. They're your trusted local experts in fast, affordable, professional tree removal, trimming, and cleanup. If that old tree is starting to look bad in your backyard and it's starting to lean close to your house, Don't wait for the next storm or the windstorm to decide what you need to do with it. So call Golston Tree Service. They're licensed, insured, ready to handle any job, big or small. That's Golston Tree Service, 205-337-4443. Golston also offers 24-hour emergency tree service. When it comes to your trees, don't risk it. Call Golston Tree Service. That number, once again, 205-337-4443.
The Jox text line is open. A lot of comments coming in on this Reaction Monday. 205-834-9450. That's the best way to get in touch with us every single day. And this one rolls in and says Auburn should hire a couple of little people to suit up for on-the-field practice against Baylor. Knew that was going to get some run. This is Howie. Tell Trent Dilfer to take those wet towels, wring them out, and pop them like old school and hype those players up before the game. I don't know if you can do that these days.
See, that's where initially I thought he was going to go with the towel analogy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, probably can't do that anymore.
Might need Conrad to read some of these. I can't read that one.
Is it about the
yes
Aranda?
Of course it is. Go ahead, Conrad.
Is it the one about the protest?
Yes.
This text says they'll block off a section of the stadium in Waco for a protest. Say, I don't know, the first 3 feet or so. Let's see. What else do we have here? Richard chimes in, says, y'all are making me laugh out loud with this discussion. Well, good, Richard. I'm glad
That's the point.
Keeping you nice and entertained.
Keep rolling.
Jason chimes in. Speaking of little people, can Damien see his feet? Knew that one was going to happen at some point. Let's see. Somebody sending in yes, that is the scene from The Wolf of Wall Street where they're having the board meeting, talking about that. Let's see. Brandon chimes in. I hope Baylor has a micro ball boy for the Auburn game. As Landry predicted, getting a little bit of run off of that one.
Yeah.
Another text coming in. Do you think Tennessee would try to prevent North Carolina from joining the SEC? I believe they've taken the #1 high school football recruit from North Carolina 3 out of the last 4 seasons.
I don't think anybody, think back to if anybody could have blocked what was going to happen in this last line of realignment, it was Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Letting their big brother into the conference. Letting the wolf into the hen house. But they did.
I think everybody's looking at it through a much different lens now when it
Yes.
comes to revenue. How many quality programs whose brand that you value are left out there? There's not a whole lot to choose from. North Carolina would still be one of those diamonds.
And at the end of the day, like in the old days, you could say, hey, don't you want to come play against the best, the Southeastern Conference? It's going to set you up. We have the best TV deal. You can do this and that.
Oh, you like basketball? We got that too.
Yeah. But now the Big Ten can say that. The ACC, everybody can say that. So at the end of the day, it's about how much money you can afford to pay a player. And if you have an avenue to earn more money as a school, like if you're South Carolina and somebody presents an Excel spreadsheet that says, hey, by letting Clemson in, you're going to be guaranteed $20 million a year in revenue for your athletic department, what do you think South Carolina's going to say? Sign them up.
Yeah. Well, if we're going to put 3 teams that are out there that I think that would be desired by the SEC, North Carolina would obviously be one. Notre Dame, that's what every conference would want. And third would be Clemson. Clemson make more sense than Florida State in the SEC. To me, it does. I'm not quite exactly sure why.
Well, we'll wrap up with this text. It says, I know I'm in the minority, but I would like North Carolina, Duke, Clemson, and Florida State to all join the SEC.
I feel like Florida State, you had your chance.
They did.
We don't ask twice. We'll continue. Your reactions welcome. Plenty of college football discussion, and we're going to hear from Coach Prime and his medical team as well. Three-man front continues on Jox.
It is 11 o'clock, hour number 2 here on Three Man Front. Thanks for tuning us in on this hot, steamy Monday. It is Reaction Monday. Brett Ciancia from Pick Six Previews. For the last decade, it has been the #1 publication in regards to accuracy when it comes to predicting the college football season and what's going to happen from a statistical point of view, your top 25, etc. We had Brett on the program about a month ago. He was still putting the final touches on Pick Six previews, which is the most incredible, detailed oriented. It is fantastic. You should go to his website, Pick Six Previews, and purchase this because it is just absolutely must have if you're a college football fan. And Brett joins us now on the Higginbotham hotline. Brett, last time we talked to you, you were putting the finishing touches on it. And let me tell you, taking a look at this, the whole publication, it is incredible. It blows my mind what you do every year. And thanks for coming back on.
Hey, well, thanks for having me on. It's a busy time of year here at Pick Six Previews with the magazine, and appreciate your praise there and your endorsement. That means a lot. It's going to be a crazy season. I'm excited to break it down with you guys. Like I said, busy time here. We got the digital emails going out, another truckload of hard copy magazines going out today. So a lot to break down with you. Thanks for having me on.
All right, Brett, we're going to go through your picks of the SEC, but I want to ask you to start out, how difficult was it for you to pick 5 through 11 in this year's SEC?
Yeah, great question. I think because everybody agrees with the top 4. You got Texas, Bama, Georgia. That's your big 3. They're just huge recruiting programs, and enough said for them. LSU slots in at 4. But yeah, 5 through 11, it was a mix of teams that had nice records last year that might be replacing a lot of starters compared to some top recruiters, compared to some third-year programs like Florida and Oklahoma under Billy Napier and Brent Venables. So I think both are going to be their best versions of their teams yet. But then the other angle is you got to weigh the schedule game, because the way that this is broken down with no divisions and with only 8 conference games, these schedules are so unbalanced. So those 2 I just mentioned, Florida and Oklahoma, they're both in my preseason top 15 in the country, but they're all the way down there at 6th and 7th in the SEC because of schedule.
Brett, in regards to, you just mentioned the top 4. When we were in Atlanta covering the SEC football media days, that was the debate that we were having amongst the 1,200 of us that had grouped together there in Atlanta for 4 days, was Texas, Bama, Georgia, and LSU. Because we literally could make a case for any one of those 4 to end up being number 1, 2, 3, and 4 on our ballot that we submitted to the Southeastern Conference. So Texas and Bama, you got Texas 1, Bama number 2. How close were they, and what were the defining factors in regards to putting Bama at 2 instead of 1?
Yeah, well, those were the 2 I decided to go with to meet in Atlanta. A lot of people have Georgia winning the league outright. I have Georgia finishing 3rd. So with Texas and Alabama, there's a lot to like from both. First with Texas, they just signed the number 1 recruiting class last year. They're coming off back-to-back Final Four appearances, and it's been great defense, and that's back again. They have some All-American candidates on defense. Sarkisian, one of the best play callers in the country. This time around, he's got a dual threat at quarterback, where they struggled a little bit in short yardage and in goal line last year with Ewers. But I think with Arch Manning and his mobility, I think puts them over the top. I call it the dynasty tier, this Bama, Georgia, Ohio State. And I think Texas is knocking on the door to that tier. So, I have them winning the SEC, playing Alabama. And what I love about Alabama, normally you watch the NFL draft, you see 10, 12, 13 Bama players get selected. This time, not so. It was only 5 guys, and you wonder why. It's because they're all coming back to Tuscaloosa. It's very veteran this year. It's the defense especially is packed. I love their offensive coordinator signing, bringing Ryan Grubb in. Of course, that's the guy that was winning ball games at Washington with Kalen DeBoer. So I really trust this staff. And then one last note on this is, this year I added, instead of just high school and transfer rankings, I put in their mock 2026 NFL draft picks. I know it's a little early for mock draft, but still a good angle to look at. Alabama's number 1 in the country with 15 mock draft picks next year. So instead of last year having them picked, they're going to all be picked next April. So I see a really talented team and the number 4 team in the country for me.
Brett, you got Texas, Alabama, Georgia, 1, 2, 3, as you stated. Following that, LSU and Texas A&M comes in at number 5. The 4-way tie for 6th place finds Hugh Freeze and the Auburn Tigers in your preseason rankings, which would mean, if history stands, a 9-4, 8-5 overall record. Tell us what you see in this year's version of the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah, well, with Auburn first, I like to look back. And when you look back at last year, they were a lot stronger than the record showed. I know that may ring hollow with some fans, but really when you look at it from a stat perspective, they were top 20 both in offense and defense for me in my numbers. What was the problem? It was turnovers. It was the worst field goal kicking in the country. They blew a couple double-digit leads late in games. Otherwise, this was a lot better than 5-7. So with that as the starting point, as a stronger team than what they looked last year, they bring a lot back. First off, I love the receiver core. I have them as the number 3 receiver core in the country. Hugh Freeze continues to stockpile that room. You get a 5-star quarterback in his second year with Jackson Arnold. I don't know how much of last year to blame him. I think that it was a tough situation for him. I think you're going to see a well more developed player there at quarterback. And then defense, too. They had a couple freshmen that were on the all-freshman team last year. Now they're back as second-year starters. So I just see a program trending up. I got them 20th in the country nationally in my preseason top 25. Now that's good for a tie in that middle wedge of the conference. But I think you're going to see Hugh Freeze's best team yet.
Brett Ciancia joins us on the Higginbotham Hotline from Pick Six Previews discussing his situation here in regards to the SEC. All right, let's talk about South Carolina because that was a team that got a lot of love in Atlanta. Obviously, with Lenora Sellers coming back, a lot of people believe that he, along with Arch Manning, is going to be 1-2 potentially for the Heisman Trophy. But you've got South Carolina coming in at number 11. Was that a case that the Gamecocks lost so much defensively, or where do you stand with the Gamecocks in your pecking order?
Yeah, so every year there's a couple teams that I tend to disagree with the consensus on, and this year South Carolina looks like that team from the SEC. I'm way more pessimistic on them this year heading into the season. A lot of it is that defense you just talked about, and they lose their entire interior defensive line. They lose Kyle Kennard, the Nagurski winner. They lose all 3 linebackers. They're rebuilding a lot of the secondary. So there's just so much gone from the defense. That's a question. Offensive line also, they lose a couple starters. Still a lot of young receivers that they're not proven yet there. That they could emerge, but they're really young. And then they lose Rocket Sanders. They're all-conference running back. So there's just so many questions. Yes, Sellers is electric to watch. He's one of my favorite players in the country. But aside from there and Dylan Stewart on defensive end, it's really wide open. So in such a talented league, their recruiting and transfer numbers don't stack up with the top of this conference. So I'm fading them a little bit down at 11th.
Hanging out with Brett Ciancia, Pick Six Previews. He joins us here on Three Man Front. All of our guests join us on the Higginbotham Hotline. I'm just curious, and if you don't know or how you, but Vanderbilt coming in at 14. Without Diego Pavia, is Vanderbilt still 14 in your preseason ranking?
No, I think without Pavia, they drop a little bit more. But, special season for them last year. This was what Clark Lee has been building at his alma mater. It was great to see it come to fruition a little bit last year. Probably the best win in school history, beating Alabama. They tore those goalposts down and threw them in the river. It was a pretty cool moment for college football. When you look at it this year, they are very veteran. They bring almost the entire team back, and that might signal that they should be higher than where I have them. But, when I look at the talent levels across the conference, they're dead last in high school recruiting, dead last in transfers, dead last in 4-star, 5-star, whatever kind of metric you want to look at. So while they're veteran and a couple great players like Pavia and Stowers at tight end, I just think overall as a team, they're down still at the bottom tier. So I've got them 14th, ahead of Kentucky, which looks like really a train wreck right now, and then a rebuilding Mississippi State.
In regards to LSU, one of the main topics we discussed with a lot of people in Atlanta was the fact that they've got 18 new guys out of the transfer portal. And many of those people that follow LSU, they believe that those 18, that they're going to mesh very nicely together with that roster, and that LSU is going to find itself not only in Atlanta playing for the SEC championship, but easily a top seed in the college football playoff. Where were you on LSU in regards to those newbies coming to the roster? Because you've got them at 4 in your final SEC poll, but where do you think that these 18 players are going to put into the system and be able to help LSU or not this year?
Yeah, well, that's one of the defining characteristics this year. It was the number 1 transfer class in the country, ahead of Texas Tech, who had all that big oil money. But LSU landed the number 1 class, and it's really targeted at spots they needed help. I mean, that secondary is completely rebuilt, And these aren't just backups or unknown players. These are all conference guys from other conferences. A.J. Halsey from Houston, he was all Big 12. You got an ACC starter with Cooley from NC State. Mansour Delane, also an all-ACC guy, Virginia Tech. So these are proven college players in the secondary. I like that. I like getting Harold Perkins back at linebacker. He's a do-it-all. He's going to be plugged all over the field. I like a second-year coordinator bonus from Blake Baker. He's really one of the best in the country. It was a transitional year last year, but highest-paid coordinator in the country for a reason. I think you're going to see vastly improved defense. And then the offense speaks for itself. I mean, the receiver room is talented. Nussmeyer is a Heisman candidate. And really, this is it for Brian Kelly. This is all the chips are in the table here because he's had all the funding he could want. The number one transfer class, like we said, that's top NIL money. You know how expensive that is to pull that off. So all the resources in the world, here's their team. And I don't see them getting to Atlanta, but I do have them as my last at-large into the national bracket for the playoffs. So at 10th overall, that gets them in the last spot in the bracket.
Brett, when looking at your SEC preseason rankings and how these teams will finish, I was surprised to see Texas A&M coming in at number 5. What do you like about the Aggies?
Yeah, well, on that SEC podcast, Michael Bratton, SEC Mike, he calls them Texas 8-4. But
of course he does.
I think this year might be, he's the best. But usually when I put Texas A&M this high, I get some negative feedback. But I'll say this year is different. And I know you hear that a lot with them. That this year is different, but I do think so because it's Mike Elko's second season. He's pulled off great defenses elsewhere at Duke, at Notre Dame, even here at A&M. So I think the defense will be improved again. And then you got a really veteran offense. I mean, you got all 5 linemen back. These guys are drawing NFL grades. Le'Veon Moss at running back. Plus, they added 2 great receivers from the portal. So I think it hinges on Marcel Reed's development at quarterback. But outside of him, I see a really complete roster and could be a tie-break scenario away from being either in Atlanta or right on the fence for a playoff bid. That Notre Dame game is pivotal. You got to win that game if you want to get an at-large spot. But I see A&M as a top 12 team. I got them 12.
Brett, in regards to your national top 25, you've got Penn State number 1, Texas 2, Ohio State 3, Bama 4, Georgia is 5. If there was one team out of your top 25 that potentially could bust itself into maybe that category of maybe a top 8 program this season, kind of like Indiana did last year or even Arizona State, is there one in particular that kind of, as you were putting all this information together, that just made you go, this might be that surprise team this year?
Well, I think when you look at the top 25, you're going to see that I have 10 SEC teams in the top 20. It's very top-heavy. It's loaded. It's the best players, the best recruits, the best potential pro players. But to go off the grid and really find a diamond in the rough, I think you'll find that from the Big 12. And it's kind of a cop-out answer because I'll give you a couple, but I think that surprise team is going to be the Big 12 winner. You got Texas Tech. They signed that great transfer class, and they were an 8-win team last year. They could emerge. Baylor is very veteran. They bring back a lot of players, and really a toss-up game against Auburn in the opener. I can't wait to see that one. And then I'll give you really a diamond in the rough with TCU. No one else has them ranked. I've got them in my top 25. I got them contending potentially for a spot in Dallas for the Big 12 title game. Really great quarterback with Josh Hoover. 4-star, 5-star receivers, veteran defense, and I do trust Sonny Dykes. So, you're looking for a wild card team. It's really the wild card conference. You could argue 8 teams to win this thing. So check out the Big 12 this fall. But yeah, Texas Tech or Baylor or TCU, I'll throw into this category.
Brett, you're great at what you do. You're a guest on our program. I'm not wanting to admonish you here on live radio through the blowtorch that we have, but I don't see Illinois in your top 25. Well, you didn't get the memo, apparently, that they're going to be a top 10 team and vying for a college football playoff. Why no Fighting Illini?
Exactly. Well, you know what? I'm not making many friends in Champaign, Illinois this year.
You'll be all right.
Every year I have a couple of these, and what I do, I tune out all the other sources. It really is a one-man show here. I dig in for 7 months, and what I come out with, it's original, it's authentic. But I disagree on Illinois with everybody else. I don't see it. I know they won 10 games last year, and it was a great coaching job by Brett Bielema. And I know they returned, 20 starters. But first, you got to look back on their advanced stats last year, and I run my numbers. I know it's more than just numbers, but you got to start there. That did not look like a top 10 team or a 10-win team. They finished 35th in the country last year in my number one formula game grader, bottom tier defense. So even though they bring back a lot of starters, I just think they've already hit their ceiling with this roster. So I see them as a middle tier team. A lot of one-score wins last year. Those tend to flip or, that doesn't project well. So, yeah, I've got them 33rd in the country, well outside the top 25. I think a playoff talk is crazy for them.
Well, by the way, there's nobody who is happier to hear you say that about Illinois than all of the members of this show. So thank you. We appreciate it.
There you go.
We'll feel better about we're not buying them either.
Yeah, no, not at all. That is Brett Ciancia. Incredible work there at Pick Six Previews. You can go to pick6previews.com. Just spell out six, pick6previews.com. And you need to order it today. This is a must-have for any college football fan, and especially what we do every single day. It is the Bible. It
really is.
It is incredible work. Brett, always appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. Again, it's pick6previews.com. Go order yours today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Brett.
Hey, anytime, guys. Thanks for having me. We'll talk anytime.
Thanks
See you.
very much. That's Brett Ciancia joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. You deserve solutions that are built for you. Higginbotham is your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services.
Well, all of these college football previews mean the season must be right around the corner, and you can celebrate the kickoff to college football season with all of us at the Bill Smith Buick GMC Jox Kickoff Party coming up at Regions Field on Thursday, August 21st. And the only way that you can attend is by winning tickets, and you can do that here on the show. To win a pair of tickets for you and a guest, just text the keyword kickoff and your full name to 205-834-9450. Again, text the keyword kickoff, your full name to the number 205-834-9450. Winners are going to be drawn and notified daily. For more information, you can go visit us online at joxfm.com. We hope to see you there.
Absolutely. So please text in, and we would love to see you at Regions Field as we have the official kickoff of the college football season. It's Reaction Monday. We will get to the phone lines at 1-800-239-WJOX, courtesy GMC text line 205-834-9450. It is 11:21. Welcome back in. Appreciate Brett Ciancia. Go to pick6previews.com, and it is just incredible. The graphics, the information. If you love the statistical end of what's going on in college football, you will love Pick 6 Previews. So go to pick6previews.com for more information. Water can find its way in any crawl space, and although we haven't had rain here lately, this is a good opportunity for you to call Alabama Professional Services at 205-951-9717, because if you've noticed a wet basement, perhaps your crawl space encapsulation system was not done properly or not even done at all. That's where APS can come in, because they can come in with their encapsulation system. They can stop the water, they keep the pests out while lowering your energy costs all at one time. So start protecting your home today with APS. Established in 1977 to solve the most challenging issues around your home, 205-951-9717, or go to their website, alabamaprofessional.com.
Not that it really matters, but given our preseason polls and how we voted in the media with the Southeastern Conference, if you're just joining us, Brett Ciancia, who has been a
most accurate.
Yeah, and the
years.
most accurate as far as preseason prognostications and guys who really put a lot into their preseason rankings. Very favorable outlook, I would say, if you're a fan of a lot of SEC teams. The two in this state, we'll start there. Alabama, having them at 4. Conrad, you have any issue with that overall nationally and having them second behind Texas in the SEC? That's how we voted, right?
Yeah, no, that's how all of us voted at media, or the three of us did. I think Molly may have had them third. But yeah, no, I mean, I think top 5 nationally, number 2 in the SEC, no problem.
Auburn fans, good news. Brett, who's been the most accurate over the last decade plus, he's got Auburn at number 20. He's got them in a 4-way tie for 6th place in the SEC final standings. South Carolina, that was the one that just jumped off the page. I'm trying to remember the media vote, but South Carolina was absolutely top 6.
Oh, they were 5th.
They're 5th.
In Atlanta. 5th. Okay, so they were 5th.
They were 5th.
But Brett says that there's not a whole lot that he is seeing that he likes about the Gamecocks.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting. And Tennessee, I don't know if there's really any surprise with the loss of your quarterback and looking at their schedule.
Did I read right over the weekend that Aguilar was contemplating like becoming a firefighter and not playing football anymore? Did you read that story?
I missed that one.
Yeah. Before he ended up transferring to UCLA.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant
no,
man, he just really didn't like Knoxville, and he's thinking about a career.
No, this is when he was at App State. He was considering giving up football, becoming a firefighter.
Hey, and
okay.
And if you're called to serve and you're going to be a first responder, then go and do it. Something tells me he might be needed in Knoxville this year. Maybe you can be a volunteer firefighter.
Also, probably more lucrative this year to play football. I'm sure they made sure to take care of him coming over to
pension
Knoxville.
plans, retirement. It's good with the firefighters,
Mm-hmm.
I think, in most cases. But yeah, you probably want some of that NIL money.
I was about to say you can go be a firefighter next year. Yeah.
So speaking about Brett's rankings and the way we voted, I'm as a conference media, not us individually.
Right.
But he is giving Alabama, if you look at his individual position groups in the Southeastern Conference, he loves Alabama's defense across the board. Linebackers, defensive line, secondary, loves them. Not that high offensively on the position groups for Alabama, but from a defensive point of view, he really likes the guys that's coming back on defense. And I think that's why he gave the edge to Alabama. Texas's problem is their offensive line. They're replacing everybody. I want to say that he had them 7th or 8th in the position group at the offensive line position for Texas. So, but he likes Texas and Alabama playing in the SEC championship game.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting with Georgia. Is it just me, or has Georgia been pretty consistent a number 3 or number 4 in most of these preseason polls?
Yeah, I mean, I still think, obviously at media days they were picked second. I think you just have a lot of people giving them the benefit of the doubt, which, they totally deserve to have the benefit of the doubt. But I think when you get into the people that are really breaking down year to year the differences, that's where you start to see the Alabamas or the LSUs maybe jump over Georgia. Because I think a lot of people have question marks about Gunnar Stockton and how good he could be. Because let's be honest, he was not great at the end of last year when they needed him.
No.
But he did beat Texas in the second half. He's good enough to
and
beat
if
them.
anything else, he shows he's tough as nails.
Oh, no doubt about that.
I mean, you're going to have to carry him off the field to get him off the field.
So look at the quarterback rankings.
Yeah.
According to Brett, so he's got Arch Manning at number 1, and at number 2,
Nuss.
He's got Nussmeier. At 3, he's got Sellers. Correct.
Lagway.
Oh, he's got Lagway, then Sellers.
Correct. Yes. At number 5, he has Mateer at Oklahoma. Number 6, he has Ty Simpson.
Okay. It's pretty high.
That is higher than I thought it would be. Number 7, Taylon Green of Arkansas.
Wait. I thought he was top 4 in the country.
Well, he's 4 according to SEC Mike.
Yeah, SEC Mike loves him some Taylon Green.
He's got Diego Pavia, number 8. Ole Miss, Austin Simmons, and that big brain at number 9. 10, he's got Gunnar Stockton. 11th, he's got Jackson Arnold.
That kind of surprises me.
12, he's got Reed of Texas A&M. 13, Zach Calzada.
Woo.
That's high.
That's really high.
300 of him.
That's real high.
Bigger, maybe better. Whoever's going to play quarterback at Missouri, he's got them 14th. Mississippi State 15th, and whoever plays quarterback at Tennessee 16th.
Wow, behind.
Yes.
He's got Aguilar behind Calzada.
He remembers that game in College Station.
Wow.
I will say a quick note. I saw this yesterday about the Missouri quarterback is so Sam Horn, he plays baseball for them as well.
Yeah.
He got drafted by the Dodgers.
Yes,
so
he did.
Signed his deal with the Dodgers yesterday.
Like $500K?
Yeah.
Isn't that what he got?
They still think, he's still planning to come back and compete. It's just interesting that, he seems to have his career path planned out for him, but he's still going to come back and compete this year with Prebula.
He might make more money playing college football.
Yeah. So Brett's position groups for Alabama, as you just heard, he's got quarterback as the 6th best in the league, running back 5th best, 2nd best wide receiver core, only behind that of Auburn, 4th offensive line, number 1 defensive line, number 2 linebacker core, and number 3 DBs. That's why he loves Alabama. Meanwhile, Auburn was 11 at quarterback, 10 at running back, number 1 wide receiver. I think he said they were number 3 overall nationally, wide receiver room.
Yep.
Offensive line 5th, defensive line for Auburn 9th, 11th at linebacker, and 8th at DB.
Well, if Taylon Green, I'm just looking at some of these position rankings, and I'm not going to nerd out on offensive line and pretend I know. But if he took the time to do the research, and
I know where you're going here.
And Arkansas is the 14th best offensive line in the country. Taylon Green better have a jetpack on his back.
Well, I tell you what, if he is listed as the 7th best quarterback in the SEC and he's got an offensive line that is 14th, he's either going to be on the injured reserve really early in the season or he's going to be a Heisman Trophy winner.
Yep.
That's
pretty
much that's what you're going to get with Arkansas.
I was about to say, outside of the linebackers, every other group is 13th at best.
Yes. Hey, I got to see him in person, and there are parts of his game when you look at him, you're wow. But the very next moment, it's like, wow,
it's the consistency.
Yeah, it was gross.
Gross.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that UAB game was not his finest moment.
No, that's not. That you're probably not going to send a whole lot of the cut ups to the scouts. I mean, they'll find it anyways, but yeah, you want to hide that. It was not.
But then you even had games last year where he absolutely torched Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
And you still lose.
He
and
picked
that's
his
a team
moments.
that won 3 games
He picked his moments.
It's like, come on.
More 3-Man Front on this Reaction Monday, top of the hour. We'll try to go out to Boulder, Colorado, and take a listen to the University of Colorado press conference with Deion Sanders. Not a lot of information. He is having this press conference. He's got the medical team there at CU. They will be at the press conference. So we'll try to carry that if we can coming up at the top of the hour. But we'd love to hear from you, 1-800-239-WJOX. Welcome back in. It's Three-Man Front on this Reaction Monday. Abide Roofing is your one-stop headquarters in regards to your roofing needs. They're offering you that free estimates. They're asking you to, hey, let them up on the roof, and guess what they're going to do? They're going to give you an assessment of what's going on, and there's no strings attached. It is just going to be a 100% free roof inspection. And I started having problems on my roof and noticed some leaking going on in my attic, which ultimately ended up in my kitchen. So I called Travis Lloyd from Abide Roofing and his outstanding local roofing team, and he was able to come over to my house. He got on the roof. He was able to identify my issue, and then I had another issue with my insurance company. Well, guess what? Travis Lloyd and Abide Roofing, they handled that as well. And then once my roof got put on by Travis and Abide Roofing, it is built to last. There was no compromises, whatever. It was the only best materials made it onto my roof. It would be only the best that makes it on your roof, guaranteeing durability, weather resistance, lasting value. Over 25 plus years in the roofing industry, trusted experience. I give these guys 100% endorsement because just outstanding work, and the quality of their workmanship is just second to none. Ready to get started? Call them today, 205-922-7134, or just simply go to their website, abideroof.com.
We open it up on this Reaction Monday here on Three Man Front, 800-239-WJOX. Our friend, your favorite, Don. Hey, Don.
Hello, Landon. Thank you for saying that, buddy. That means a lot. I appreciate that. Hey, Pat, with these lines moving so much, everything, that's a lot of millions and millions of dollars, my friend.
It is so much. How much have you changed over the last week? How much have you bet on Auburn and changed the line?
I have not made a wager on that game and everything. I'll probably make a friendly little wager with Damien. Everything is me and Damien love to go out. You can ask Conrad. It's gotten to the point now, guys, where if I text in to Conrad and Damien's show in the morning, he's got to text me back on the Jox line. Conrad will tell you about that. We had a little battle this morning about it.
Hey, I will say this, and I'm not really sure. I don't want to get in your personal business, but I did notice last week at Social Taco that you and him embraced. Was there a problem going on between you and Damien that I was unaware of? And it looks like you guys buried the hatchet.
No, that was actually my fault and everything. Nothing to do with Damien and everything. He kind of laughed at me, and I said, Damien, I hope I haven't done anything wrong and everything. Just done. It's football, brother. It's just not personal. So everything's cool.
Okay, good. Well, I saw you guys go over there and embrace, and I wanted to make sure you guys were good.
Yeah, everything's right. I overreacted to some stuff, so it's all good. But
okay, good.
I got my butt. No, I got my butt hurt because he didn't put Auburn in the top 5. That's what it's about.
Okay.
And I called him a company man. I said, you're gonna have to be an Alabama fan to be with everybody else. Yeah, I mean and everything. But you know,
Don, it's not about being a fan for some of us. It's actually about being correct.
Well, true. Alabama is the better program. That's a fact. I will never deny that, Landon. Never, ever deny that. But tomorrow now, guys, I'm going to be a little late. I got one more day of work.
Wait, it's Banana Pudding Day. What do you mean you're going to be late?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I got to text Baby and tell her to save me some, okay? Because I'll be there after 1, and Legend, and them are coming tomorrow, too.
Oh, good.
Hey, by the way, Don, did you hear Dave Aranda's comments that we played earlier in the show when he was referencing something that rhymes with fidget?
No, sir, I didn't. I was actually on a catering order out to Princeton Hospital. I sure didn't, buddy.
Oh,
but
Bridget?
Tell you what, though, I did get to hear your last guest though, and I love what he said about Auburn. Okay.
Yes.
Now that part I did hear. I love that. Okay.
Well, it's Pick 6 preview. Get your copy today.
Yeah, we got some good. Yeah, we got some good position rankings. I'm of course, the wide receiving room. Everything, but I'm really excited about our offensive line with those 2 additions we got. Murphy from USC and the Chaplin kid for Virginia Tech. I really think our offensive line is going to be really, really improved. And I tell you what, you guys saw a lot of these high school kids play, but we'll give you a name to remember, and y'all both saw him play. That kid from Parker, Jordan Crawford, that kid is a monster. Okay.
Yeah, he is freakishly strong.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's a
And I
really
got-
good player,
I tell
but
you
he's
what, I read
freakishly
all-
strong.
Yeah, I read an article today that Cole Pinkston talked about the LSU transfer of the linebacker Xavier Atkins. You might want to keep an eye on him too.
Xavier Atkins. All right. We will put him on the radar.
Yes, so, guys, thank y'all. Thank y'all as always, and see everybody tomorrow.
All right, Don. Thank you. We'll try to save
Are
some
we supposed to
banana
save some
pudding.
banana pudding for him if he's going to show up late again? He was late last week.
Oh, I didn't tell you. You know, BB, she sent me home with a big mason jar of her homemade tomato sauce and did it over the pasta. Oh, so good.
Now, she's supposed to bring me and Molly something different, right?
Special surprise.
Yeah.
I wonder what we're going to get.
Yeah, since we don't do banana pudding.
Why do you not do it? I mean, I don't like sweets. Anything in particular?
No, I like bananas. I have a banana almost every day, but I just don't like it in pudding form.
I don't like it either.
Really? I would have taken you for a pudding.
Well, I just don't
pudding
like. I
person.
don't like bananas.
Oh, you don't like bananas? No. Well, that has something to do with it. Conrad, you'll eat anything.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know it's great.
I love bananas.
Yeah.
I mean, I was hoping for a chocolate cake. Is that what we're getting?
Ooh, that would be really good.
Would you guys rather have her red velvet or her chocolate? And she made a caramel cake for Don for his birthday.
Both of them are very, very good.
Her chocolate cake is really good.
Yeah, might be tough to.
Yeah, that is tough.
They're pretty when she brings them.
Maybe she will bring us one red velvet cupcake and one chocolate cupcake, and then you and I can split and share.
I'm fine with that.
I wonder if she can make a good savory shepherd's pie.
No thanks. No, thank you.
Why don't you look of all the people in the studio? You
eat
cannot,
tuna out of a pouch.
You
I do.
cannot
I have some
grimace
today.
and shrug your nose at any of those. I'm talking about shepherd's pie.
I mean, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Vile. It's terrible.
I mean, I wouldn't choose it, but
Shepherd's pie?
Yeah.
Really? You're an Irishman.
Just give me potatoes.
Well, you know, Billy Bob Thornton tried that. He went on the potato diet when he first got to Hollywood. Almost killed him.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Just all kinds of potatoes. That was all he would eat.
Yeah, that's all he ate when he got out there.
Just potatoes?
Mm-hmm, just potatoes.
So like breakfast potatoes, then French fries for lunch, then a baked potato for dinner.
I guess you
Roasted
change it up.
potatoes,
You do it
red
different
potatoes.
ways. I
Yeah,
don't know if you
chips
got
every
into-
now and then.
Yeah, chips, mashed,
Tater
crinkle,
tots.
steak,
Tots, yeah.
tots.
I like a good tot.
Maybe a souffle when he's getting feeling
potato
fancy one
souffle?
night. Yeah, potato souffle, boiled.
Potato soup.
I love some potato soup. Can't
Loaded
eat it
potato
though
soup?
unless it's really cold outside.
Yeah,
You don't want that weight on you walking out into this stuff.
I just like to imagine him going and sitting down at a restaurant. Yeah, I'll take the shepherd's pie, but I only want the potatoes.
Can I have the shepherd's pie?
Interesting.
That's how my wife would order it. Can I have the shepherd's pie? Take out everything except for the potatoes.
More three-man front on this reaction Monday. Love to hear from you. We'll try to listen in if we can to the interesting press conference that is scheduled at 12 noon our time in Boulder, Colorado, as the University of Colorado, they get ready to start their fall football camp. Coach Deion Sanders meeting with the media along with the Colorado medical team. So we'll find out exactly what that is all about coming up at the top of the hour. 11:46 here on Jox Reaction Monday. Love to hear from you. We're wide open the rest of the way. 1-800-239-WJOX.
Let me tell you about Big Whiskey's because they are the place for great food of all varieties. They have a full menu with apps, salads, burgers, and steaks. They have a great bar with unique cocktails, over 120 whiskeys, including whiskey on tap, and plenty of screens to catch all of the games they have this upcoming fall. I know we're all ready for football season, so go by and check them out for different food and drink specials each day of the week. They have happy hour, and the kitchen's open late every single night. So go check them out at the Stadium Trace Village off Highway 150 near the Hoover Met.
We are just days away from the Major League Baseball trade deadline, and the Braves made a deal last night coming off a 3-game sweep of the Texas Rangers in Dallas. Atlanta has now dropped 7 of 8. Atlanta's now allowed at least 8 runs 5 times in that span, and more bad news for the Atlanta Braves pitching staff as I believe Grant Holmes was moved to the 60-day AIL, so his season is over with. So they have made a deal with my St. Louis Cardinals. They have traded for Eric Fetty, who we designated for assignment a week ago.
Very nice of you guys.
Sure. You guys are giving us money and a player to be named later, so you can have that problem all you want to. Fetty's going to start tomorrow night, so it's nothing like come on down and take to the mound.
Let me know how he does.
The Braves are a season-high 16 games under 500. Spencer Strider will try to snap the Braves' 5-game losing streak as they're in Kansas City tonight. Why did they sign Fetty? The Braves staff has an ERA of 6.83 in the past 15 days. That's 10 games. It's the highest in the majors, more than a run above the next worst team in Major League Baseball, which is Colorado. Only the Tigers, who are 2-9, have a worse record than the Braves, who are 2-8 in that span. So your team is going the other direction there, Molly.
Yeah, a little bit of a rough stretch for us since the All-Star break. We'll be back, though, hopefully.
Okay. You got complacent.
Yeah.
You win those 50 games, and all of a sudden it's, World Series, playing the party. Not so fast.
Watching Snitker's post-game press conference yesterday, you could tell that he is on the verge of snapping. He's very close.
What took him so long?
I mean, he is – I mean, when you have your complete rotation being decimated.
Yeah, it's –
And now this is a serious question. At what point do you let Strider, honestly, shut him down?
That's a fair question.
Now, granted, I know there's not a lot of people to take the ball every 5 days, but based on what you need to have ready for next year, and you don't need something to pop up the rest of the way in your 16 games under 500?
Well, at this point, you're playing out a schedule.
I mean, you were closer to last place in the National League East than you are the team ahead of you, who is the Miami Marlins, who is now in the conversation for a wild card.
Well, sweeps don't hurt as much when you have no hope going into the series, but this is nearing historic disappointment. Well, we're already there. It's given this roster, I think that this is, in my lifetime, the most disappointing season I've seen as a Braves fan. Most underachieving team. They find ways to play bad baseball.
I mean, Snitker was asked yesterday afternoon, he goes, we get a paycheck to play baseball. Because the question was, how are you going to get the guys in the locker room, motivated, because it's obviously starting to pile up loss after loss after loss. And he says, we get paid to do this. We get paid to show up every single day, and it's up to the players. I mean, he literally said it is up to the players, because they were asking him, what are you going to do? And he goes, it's up to the players. They get a pay. He goes, they get a paycheck just like I get a paycheck.
And it goes back to Pat. Where's the leadership on this team? Are those who are those vocal leaders? I think they're still searching for answers. Oh, it's bad. How are you going to motivate the fan when you come back home?
Oh, you're not.
To buy a ticket and go and watch bad baseball.
No, I mean you're not because vacation season is over.
Yeah.
Kids are going back to school.
Add to that
in less than
103
2
heat
weeks.
index.
Yeah.
You want to go sit in that?
And you got a bad baseball team. So
You know what that was for me? That was the 80s.
Hmm.
We turned it into a vacation. At least I got Six Flags in Whitewater around 3 bad games of baseball in the sweltering heat.
I mean, you can look around Major League Baseball this weekend and the lack of attendance at a lot of different places, and summer's over. I mean, kids are going back to school.
When does Trussville start?
They start back next Wednesday.
That's wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's
Or next Thursday. It's either next Wednesday or Thursday.
every year. I'm surprised. I don't know why I am, but just going back to the good old days.
Oh, you and I never went back to school until after Labor Day.
No.
Not now.
Wait. In Alabama? Because when I lived in Virginia, that's how, like, we went back to school right after Labor Day.
Me and Landrum, when we were young, we did not go back to school till after Labor Day.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
'Cause that's how it was in Michigan, too. We went back after Labor Day.
Yeah, see, when I lived in Virginia, we went after Labor Day, but then when I moved back to Alabama, it was like August 10th, something
And
like that.
spring break was called
typically.
AEA.
Yeah, and back then you could smoke cigarettes in class if you had a note from your parent.
I don't believe that.
Well,
Landrum must have had one.
I forged it. And that crinkled up 100 in my pocket.
No, but my point being, you could look around Major League Baseball and you can see that it's
tapering off.
Yeah. And you add in the fact that it's absolutely miserable going to a ballpark, weather-wise, and then you're going to watch mediocre or bad baseball.
Would you trade Acuna for Judge today?
What else am I getting? Is that just straight up?
Well, one of his elbows, because the other one doesn't work anymore.
I know.
No, that's it. Just straight up.
No.
Funny how quickly that changed, didn't it?
No. I like Acuna as a well-rounded player when he's not hurt.
Helps when you can throw from the outfield, typically.
Judge smiles too much. Bothers me.
He's too happy.
I want him to be angry at the world like he is the baseball when he hits it.
You know, so Landrum has a problem with players that smile big, like Freeman and Judge.
Yes.
Hey, Judge doesn't have the veneers, though.
No, I'll tell you who tops Freddie Freeman's veneers. Because I was watching the ESPYs, like a playback of it. Matthew Stafford.
Oh, yeah, his are good. There's something.
That's the Rushmore of veneers.
There's something. Yeah, there's some people, if you ever look at, he's a great player, but if you ever look at Derrick Henry's teeth when he got to Alabama and you look at him now, he got some good veneers.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Real good.
I'm guessing those aren't cheap.
I wouldn't think so.
I'll tell you somebody who has pretty teeth. BB. Hey, BB, how are you?
I'm great. How are you guys today?
We're doing great. Thank you.
I just, the kitchen's going to be open this afternoon. The cook will be in it. Things will be being prepped for tomorrow. But, I mean, Pat, you guys got to take it easy on me. I can't make individual things.
It was Molly. Molly's the one that kept asking me during the commercial break.
Pat,
Says, "What is BB
Don't
bringing
put
us?"
that on me. That was all you, Pat.
Pat's going to take a mile. You've opened yourself up to this. Hey, I don't know if you heard it. Your red sauce was amazing. Thank you so much. And I'll hug your neck when I see you. I am going to pull a Pat here. Do you make a shepherd's pie?
I do not like shepherd's pie. My daughter makes shepherd's pie outstandingly.
Is she busy?
But it's not something I.
Is she busy?
Oh, I got a craving for shepherd's pie. I don't know why.
I can't bring you one of those. That's a hot dish. I'm sorry.
I know.
That's
I know.
not gonna work.
Well, BB, we've got to run to break, but we can't wait to see you tomorrow. You're so sweet to do what you do every single week. Thank you.
Thank you. See you guys.
All right.
So does that mean that we're not getting something, Molly?
I think we'll be okay.
It is the beginning of hour number 3 here on Three Man Front. Thanks for making us a part of your Monday. Landrum, Conrad, Molly, I'm Pat with you until 2 o'clock. We are monitoring a press conference that is supposed to begin any moment now in Boulder, Colorado, where Deion Sanders is holding his first fall camp press conference. The event will also include Sanderson's medical team. Not really sure what that means, so that's why we will take a listen when the audio becomes available to us, but we will see what Coach Prime has to say as they get ready to start fall camp.
I can't imagine that would be anything other than just an update to kind of clarify. Maybe the medical team's there to answer
some questions about his health, maybe.
That maybe Deion would not be comfortable answering and just getting really medical with what's going on. But from all indications and everything we've seen, good Lord willing, looks like he's making a turn for the better.
For what it's worth, 3 days ago, he posted on Twitter, back and feeling great. That was 3 days ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Also, another disturbing story is originating from Cleveland, Ohio. The second Guardians pitcher has now been suspended by Major League Baseball due to an investigation into gambling.
Oh, boy.
The second pitcher on the Guardians staff. And it's their closer, Emmanuel Clase. He has been placed on non-disciplinary paid leave per an agreement with the Players Association. We have been informed, this is from the Guardians, we have been informed that no additional players or club personnel are expected to be impacted by this. The Guardians are not permitted to comment further, but others that follow Major League Baseball, they are saying it has to do with gambling. Let's go to Boulder, Colorado, take a listen to Deion Sanders' press conference.
Yes. And Lauren with a long last name. I appreciate you all coming today. Thank God that we're here today. We're going to get started with sort of like a timeline on what's all has been transpiring. I know you probably thinking something's going to happen today that ain't going to happen. I don't know where you get the news from. But we're going to kind of break it down to you like we did our team. And it was so wonderful seeing the team yesterday. My God, it was so darn wonderful. Bucky compiled a wonderful video to let them know every step of the way so we wouldn't have to explain every detail. But it was phenomenal. I wish we could show you all that same video. It was extraordinary. I think Bucky's going to put it on his YouTube channel soon after this. But let's get started. Let's kind of give them, let's walk them through. Can we do that? Is that okay with you all? That we walk you through? Let's go, Law.
Okay, so as you guys know, Coach has his other health issues, his vascular stuff. So every year, Coach goes for a CT scan of his vascular pattern to make sure, the blood clots are away. So with this scan, everything turned out really great from the vascular side. About 2 weeks later, we get a text from his primary care doctor that said, I need to talk to you and Coach. We need to refer you guys to a urologist. So about 3 days later, we go see a urologist. They go in for a quick procedure. The urologist told us, hey, within 10 minutes, I can tell you guys if he's going to need another procedure or if we just need to do these follow-up appointments. And the doctor told us, okay, you guys are going to need another procedure. I'm going to refer you to my colleague, Dr. Kurkasia. But at this point, you have a bladder tumor. And from there, we'll go get it removed. And then Dr. Kurkasia, it was, go ahead.
Yeah, so we proceeded with removal of the bladder tumor. It showed a very aggressive.
Let's go backwards because you guys gave me options that scared me to death.
Oh, well, once we knew.
We'll get there.
I'll
get there.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We removed the tumor. It was very high grade, invading through the bladder wall, not into the muscle layer, something we call very high risk, non-muscle invasive bladder cancer. So we did discuss options. We discussed some options of treatment in the bladder, and we discussed bladder removal as well. Given his commitments to his family and to the team, elected to undergo a bladder removal. We performed a full robot-assisted laparoscopic bladder removal and creation of a new bladder. And I am pleased to report that the results from the surgery are that he is cured from the cancer.
You can clap. It's okay. Rick was aware of what was transpiring, and he's been A1 and down there. Just a blessing. Came to Texas to see me as well. But this was not an easy task because it was a changing kind of a lifestyle. And with Lauren and I coming from Jackson, this is how many surgeries?
As of from 2021, this is surgery number 14.
Surgery number 14. I had more surgeries out of the game than I did in the game. Like, what is going on? So, but they were so wonderful. You were such a blessing, guiding me to, taking me through, verbalizing every darn detail so that I could make an educated decision, which some didn't want me to go that way. They wanted me to go the other way. But I trusted and believed in you 100%. And the process wasn't easy. Just like it was some scenes that you saw, all the bull junk that transpired on draft day. It wasn't just that. It was just I knew as well I had a surgery coming up. My sons to this day don't know what transpired. I just told them something with my foot, again, because I wanted them to focus on making the team and not focused on dad. So they really don't know. My daughters do, and this joker right here, much love to my son, Junior, who have not left my side since we found out what was taking place. Not one day. He's been with me here, been with me in Texas, been with me everywhere, every day, and I've seen his handsome face. And I love you to life, son, and I thank you for everything you bring to the table. But this wasn't easy. Men, everybody, get checked out. Because if it wasn't for me getting tested for something else, they wouldn't have stumbled up on this. And make sure you go to get the right care, because without wonderful people like this, I probably wouldn't be sitting here today, because it grew so expeditiously, I could say. But please get yourself checked out, especially African-American men. We don't like going to the doctors. We don't like nothing to do with a doctor. You know that. So I'm not just talking to the brothers. I'm talking to my Caucasian brothers, my Hispanic brothers, my Asian brothers, my everybody, and my sisters. And that's all, y'all. Get checked out, because it could have been a whole another gathering if I had. I'm thankful. It's been a tremendous journey. It's been tough. I think I dropped 25 pounds. I was like a Atlanta Falcon prime at one point, you know, and just dealing with the catheter, dealing with all the stuff that I had to deal with. And right now I'm still dealing with going to the bathroom. Like, it's a whole life change. Like, I can't, and I'm gonna be transparent, I can't pee like I used to pee. It's totally different. And she not only is a blessing, but she provided other persons that have gone through what I've gone through so that I could talk to them and get some solace and understand like what I'm facing, not just from a doctor, but from another individual. And the half that hadn't been told, like, it's a totally different life. I mean, thank God. I depend on depend. You know, if you know what I mean. I truly depend on depend. Like, I cannot control my bladder. So I get up and go to the bathroom already 4 or 5 times a night. But then I'm sitting up there waking up, you know, like my grandson. We in the same thing. You know, we got the same problem right now. We going through the same trials and tribulations. We're trying to see who has the heaviest bag at the end of the night. Like, it's ridiculous. But I'm making a joke out of it, but it's real. Like, it is real, it is real, it is real. So if you see porta potty on the sideline, it's real, okay? I'm just telling you right now, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see the practice, you're gonna see one, because it is unbelievable. Like, dozing off and waking up, first thing I'm grabbing my crotch to see if I peed on myself. And it's just totally different. And I know there's a lot of people out there going through what I'm going through and dealing with what I'm dealing with. And let's stop being ashamed of it. And let's deal with it. And let's deal with it head on. And so many other companies out there that do a wonderful job. But I'm thankful that, we have a relationship with the pen, and we're making some other products, trying to make other products that to help all of us through. But it's been tremendous. These two, Lauren came down to Texas and was there with me during it the whole way, up walking our miles in the morning, because Doc made sure you better walk, you better be active, and we did it until it was some points that I couldn't even get out of the bed for a week at a time, but she was there. I remember yelling 2 o'clock, oh, Lord, because I had 2 bags, right?
Mm-hmm.
One was what?
Both were urine, but one was filled quickly. Very quickly.
Yeah, like blood in urine. It just looked bad, and I'm fishing with 2 bags. I'm trying to make life happen, and couldn't come around my team, and I wanted to be here with my team. I wanted to see the new talent that we brought in. I wanted to see them work, see them train, coach them, and I couldn't. But slowly but surely, I built myself back up to where I'm able, I'm strong, I'm ready. I'm still probably about 12 pounds down. I'm gonna get that right. I'm gonna fill these overalls up like no other. But it has been a tremendous journey, and I'm truly thankful that God is so good. God is so good. You have no idea. You have no idea how good God has been for me to be here. You have no idea. Thank you. Thank you both.
Glory be to God. Deion Sanders, head coach there at Colorado. He was wearing, for those of you that are listening, and wearing his overalls with a white long sleeve T-shirt underneath. He's got the sunglasses, trademark sunglasses, and the white cowboy hat. But of all the things that I thought could have come out of that press conference, I was not expecting that. And Deion, very candid, very open, very transparent about his health with his medical team, but did not know that we're talking about an aggressive tumor that they found in his bladder and then the after effects. But, Pat, I think the biggest thing for Deion, this is still a very serious issue moving forward, but it does look like he is headed in the right direction. I was just looking up some stats, and the 5-year survival rate is 78% with bladder cancer. But the way that they described it, very, very aggressive, and it had to be removed. So he's dealing with the after effects, and it'll be a new way of life. But the good news is, looks like he's got some great medical professionals that were alerted to it early, and Coach Prime will be on the sideline this season.
Porta potty in tow.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, if you see a porta potty on the sideline, it's real. Let's stop being ashamed of it and deal with it head on.
I don't know why every sideline. Can I just say, as a guy that's on the sidelines,
seems like it'd be beneficial.
Yeah, because you realize that players go to the restroom. They don't necessarily go to the locker room to do it. You can think of what they probably use as a makeshift porta potty. Yeah.
Or you have Lamar Jackson taking off in a wheelchair, and everyone thinks he had a season-ending injury, and he just really had to go number 2.
Well, was he in the wheelchair because he thought he had already gone?
No, he just had to go really fast, and so somebody wheeled him out of because he was like, gonna go on the sideline.
Deion said that he had lost 25 pounds, but he's still down about 12 pounds.
I mean, he looked good in the press. He looked healthy.
How it does seem like, from his comments just there, that he had already struck a deal in a partnership with Depends.
He's a businessman.
Did it not sound like that to you guys?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You want me to wear your diapers? And we got to talk. We got to talk turkey here.
But it's good to know that he can make. Again, he was making some jokes and
Sure.
making light of the situation, and you have to in those types of situations. But no, I mean, I think we all just happy that of all the things that this could have been, it seems like it's gotten cleared up and going to be different for him moving forward. But hopefully a clean bill of health for him.
Yeah.
So that was the big news coming out of Boulder, Colorado, as they get ready to open up fall camp. We've got Alabama and Auburn. You will have Coach Hugh Freeze and Kalen DeBoer. They will meet with the media at 9 o'clock at the exact same time on Wednesday. So it'll be interesting to see how all the different media outlets across the great state of Alabama will handle that, because they will have split crews everywhere covering those two events. This is Reaction Monday. We'll get to your text messages and your phone calls next on Three Man Front. $12.19 here on Jox. Welcome back. It's this three-man front. Love to hear from you on this Reaction Monday. 1-800-239-WJOX. I did not have an opportunity to get my Artec Tractor Zero Turn from Toro out this weekend, but it's soon, very soon. Just north of Jasper on Highway 5, you're going to find Artec Tractor. Go to the website, artectractor.com. When I was getting ready to make this purchase, I called Jeremy and Greg, the great guys up there at Artec Tractor, and they were able to point me in the right direction of what I needed for my particular yard. Toro, Cub Cadet, Gravely, Bobcat, Spartan, residential to commercial grade lawnmowers, more brands and better selection than that big box store. Tractor brands like Mahindra, Bobcat, everything from large home acreage to small homesteads to large farms, hunting plots. Go by and see them. Go to their website, rtechtractor.com. That's what I did. Identified what I needed and liked, and they said that's a perfect model that you need for your yard of your size. So go by and see them just north of Jasper on Highway 5. That's rtechtractor.com.
A lot of your texts rolling in. In case you missed it, we carried Deion Sanders live press conference there from Boulder, updating us on his health. To give you the cliff notes, aggressive tumor was found in his bladder. It was removed, and now he is having to deal with some of the after effects, and that might be just continued throughout the rest of his life. But the good news is it seems like a good medical report, all things considered, for Coach Deion Sanders. You put football aside, but for his overall well-being. A lot of comments coming on that as well. 800-239-WJOX or 205-834-9450. That's the best way to interact with us, and that's the Jox text line. And Pizza Larry says, best press conference quote ever, I depend on depends.
Commercial coming soon. He will be their spokesperson, no doubt about it.
And you heard him at the very beginning of his press conference, because I do not follow these people on Twitter. Apparently a lot of people do. It's at College FB Portal or College Transfer Portal on Twitter.
Oh, the people that were spreading some rumors earlier?
Yeah, 1 hour ago, they had put on their Twitter feed that sources tell me that Coach Deion Sanders will step away from coaching from the University of Colorado football team due to health-related reasons. Announcement set to be made at today's press conference, and you heard him at the very beginning. And I pointed this out at the very beginning. I don't want to sound like a journalism 101 professor, but all you had to do was just do a little bit of research, and based on what the family was saying, and you knew that he was not going to step down today.
That is 100% I want to be out front of this, and I want to be able to look back and go, see, I called it an hour before the press conference, and no offense, but it's somebody with a Twitter account that thinks that they're a little more important than they really are, and they don't think about the consequences of spreading information like that with no factual basis or they don't have sources telling them that. They're sources themselves.
How about his medical team being surrounded by him and his physician? I don't know if it was his oncologist to his right. And he said, well, first let's go back. And then she quickly said, I'll get there.
Like, this is my expertise, so let me walk through this real quick.
And he quickly
said, yes, I'm sorry.
He relented. He was okay.
And speaking of health, 2 hours ago, the commissioner of the Southeastern Conference, he tweeted out the following: an encouraging health note to everyone. Go see your doctors and get your regular checkups. Today was colonoscopy day for me, and all is well. For those who have encouraged me to put things where the sun don't shine, you get your wish today. Take care of your health.
That's a good one.
That's a great line. That's
really
so
good.
Commissioner Greg Sankey,
yeah.
Just like he had the other conference graphic. Remember, he tweeted that out the other day. It's a funny guy.
I've got to get one. I need to set up an appointment.
Have fun.
And I will have a very Deion-like press conference after here on the show. Give you all the details.
Thank you. Please do. Please do.
Michael says, what porta potty company will be offering NIL deals at Colorado? I don't know. I was out there. We visited the campus when we were out there in February. There's some construction going on. I don't think I remember the name of the porta potty company that you saw, but I think the porta potties should be on every sideline.
And no, I don't disagree with that.
Look, if you don't want if you think it's unsightly, okay, fine. Deck it out in team wrap.
Well, or do something, like how and I know they, kind of spring them up in the moment, but have like a medical tent type setup where it's covered, and maybe that'll make people a little easier about it. But yeah,
can't they just go in the medical tent now?
That's what a lot of players do.
Okay, see, that was my question. Do they have a urinal or something in there?
No, there's not. There are
buckets,
cups,
yeah,
bottles.
Okay.
At least in my experiences.
I've told you all the story before that Coach Dye told me and Paul one day on the show where they were at the University of Texas. Auburn was playing, and I guess it was Bo that had a long run.
He was running down the sideline.
And he had to go to the bathroom so bad that he just started running side by side of Bo, running down, and Bo scored a touchdown. And Coach Dye kept running.
Just kept running into the bathroom?
Into the locker room because he knew that everybody was all fired up over what Bo Jackson just did, that nobody would pay attention, that the coach was not even on the field.
Wow.
What a great story.
That is incredible.
But for him to say he doesn't know when it's going to happen, it make things
you
really
hate that for
difficult.
him. Yeah.
This one rolls in. A prostate exam is the best sleep by far you'll ever get. RTR. Thank you for that.
Do they put you out for that?
No.
Okay.
Hopefully they get some.
I guess maybe you're talking about peace of mind afterwards.
They have nice music playing, at least. Thinking some soft rock from the
some
90s.
Candles and
yacht
some
rock.
Yacht rock.
Some yacht rock would be great. Appreciate you guys playing the press conference. Glad Deion was open about a situation. It will lead to lots of lives being saved. Collins from Pell City. Thank you, Collins. Yeah, hopefully, if you're one of those folks, and I'm pointing at me, that needs to go and have some of those, what should become routine screenings, certainly do it. Some of these that I'm skating through because of something earlier that we played for you audio-wise from Coach Dave Aranda of the Baylor Bears. Got to be careful. There's a lot of those. We will continue with your text, 205-834-9450.
You don't say. That was the thing that picked up traction from the earlier parts of the show. I would have never guessed that.
Yeah. The things that get momentum on the show. Some. Just not going to do it. Not going to do it. It was too easy. It was too easy, guys. No, I'll let Dave enjoy that. When do we get word from Baylor? Does he have to make a public apology?
To my knowledge, I haven't seen anybody ask for one.
I just hope he keeps it short.
Stop it. Three-man front continues on Jox.
That is Dave Aranda's new theme song in Waco, Texas. Wonder if Randy Newman will play halftime of the Auburn-Baylor game this year. Randy Newman, an Academy Award winner. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Gonna assume not for anything involving this one.
He did the great song Birmingham. We used to play on
Yeah.
Fine Line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, it's been a fun 2 years, guys.
Randy Newman and Paul Newman.
Where
Not
are you going to get in trouble for that?
related.
We've done worse.
All right, we have another rankings out. This time, USA Today, they have now put out who has the best college football stadium. They ranked the top 25.
Real Death Valley.
Wait, best stadium or toughest place to play?
Best stadium.
The best college football stadium.
Okay.
All right. Whew. If we're going.
I will quickly run until we get to the top 15.
I feel like the Rose Bowl is going to be number one for some reason.
But aesthetics-wise, wouldn't it be maybe TCU?
Boone Pickens Stadium, 25. Kinnick Stadium in Iowa, 24. Albertson Stadium in Boise, home of the Boise Stallions.
Can't sell season tickets.
Number 22, Lavelle Edwards Stadium, Brigham Young. Lane Stadium, Virginia Tech, 21. Doak Campbell, where Alabama will be playing, comes in at number 20.
Okay.
According to USA Today. Camp Randall Stadium in Wisconsin, number 19. Rice Eccles Stadium in Utah, 18. Williams-Brice Stadium, Alabama will be playing there. Yep. So how about that? 2 in the top 20 so far. Bama will be visiting this year as Williams-Brice comes in at 17. At 16, Darrell K. Royal Stadium in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
Husky Stadium, not the one in Trussville, the one in Seattle. That comes in at number 15. Notre Dame Stadium comes in at 14.
Wow, they're going to be mad about that.
Coming in at number 13, Jordan-Hare Stadium, Auburn.
Mike Griffith.
Too low. Did they mention the pressure washing?
It says, some say Jordan-Hare uncorks a strange voodoo magic on opponents. It may also just be that Auburn fans create a tough environment that lends itself to a late-game meltdown or heroics. Find someone who loves the way Auburn fans love to swag surf.
And that's only good enough for 13th on this list?
13.
Okay.
Number 12, Michigan Stadium. 11, Gaylord Family, Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. Now, I will tell you, and this is where Conrad comes in. I've been to the stadium, but I've never been there when there was a game.
Yeah.
So you've got to tell us, because they've got Oklahoma Stadium ranked higher than Auburn's Jordan-Hare.
Yeah, no.
Now, we're not talking about toughest. We're talking about best venues.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that at all. And I think, look, they had a nice stadium. I thought the way their press box is designed is very cool. It's very old-fashioned, and it's massive. And so it's got like a cool kind of old-school feel to it. But I talked to multiple Oklahoma fans when I was there, and they were talking about all of the things that they wanted to be done to that stadium to bring it up kind of to, I guess, some modern standards with other SEC stadiums. So it's a good stadium, good environment, but definitely not above Jordan-Hare. No, not even close.
All right, here we go. Top 10. Kyle Field, Texas A&M.
Okay, yeah.
Number 9, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, home of the Florida Gators. Coming in at number 8, Bryant-Denny Stadium, Tuscaloosa.
Sounds about right. Back half of the top 10, yeah.
At number 7, Sanford Stadium.
Okay.
They got that stadium ranked ahead of Alabama and Auburn.
Man, that stadium's been getting a lot of love these last couple years in these rankings.
It says the environment between the hedges has made the Bulldogs nearly unbeatable at home under Kirby Smart, while the literally barking from the Georgia fans doesn't always rattle your eardrum. Sanford Stadium can rumble when challenged.
I do like Sanford Stadium, how I'm trying to remember that one end zone where the concourse is above the seating section, but it's even with street level.
I just ask that when we rank them this high and everyone brings up their great home winning streak, can we please have a side note about how horrible their schedule was for all of these years? Up until last year. They had the easiest schedule in the SEC. Like, there's no...
I will tell you, when they played Notre Dame at Sanford Stadium a couple years ago, to me, that was the best environment that they had
That
there
was a
at
good
that
one.
stadium.
Is that when it was the rainy game, or was that when they played at Notre Dame? When it was like that huge rain out? It was just a dogfight of a football game. I can't remember.
I'm not sure if there was rain because I think the one that I'm thinking of is I think when they debuted the LED lights at Sanford Stadium.
Okay, yep.
Coming in at number 6, Neyland Stadium,
Going there this year.
Tennessee.
Hadn't been there in a while.
It's a good one.
Memorial Stadium, Clemson comes in at number 5.
Well, the real Death Valley, Steve.
Yeah. Well, we still haven't mentioned LSU yet.
No, we haven't.
I've been to a game there too before. Again, cool
Have to.
stadium, but not.
Yeah. The coolest thing about, if they still do it, they let you leave at halftime, go back to your tailgate, and then re-enter. Which
At
could be a
number
safety issue.
4, according to USA Today, Autzen Stadium.
All
Okay,
right.
yeah.
We had a chance to go there. That was screwed up by somebody. Sorry.
All right, so we have 3 stadiums left. Would you guys like to take, if you have not seen the list, would you like to take a guess at who would be left, who would be 1, 2, and 3?
You have not named TCU Stadium, right?
I have not.
All right, I'm going to go TCU as one of them.
Death Valley, the real one.
And the Ohio State Horseshoe.
I was about to say the Horseshoe and
Beaver.
I will go Rose
Penn
Bowl.
State.
Oh, you're going Penn. I thought
So
you
you
were going
go-
Oregon State.
So who's your 3? Rose Bowl? No odor.
Rose Bowl, Horseshoe, and
Death Valley?
Death Valley.
The real one?
Yeah.
I didn't get to listen to the full list, so I don't know who you've said already. But just, I guess my top 3 would probably be Death Valley, Penn State, Beaver Stadium, then I guess like Ohio State.
Yeah, I'm going TCU, Ohio State, and
I was about to say Penn State's got to be on there. I forgot about that.
yeah. I'm not. I refuse to vote for the Rose Bowl.
All right, coming in at number 3, according to USA Today, Ohio Stadium, Horseshoe.
Yep.
At number 2, Beaver Stadium, Penn State. And number 1, the real Death Valley,
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
LSU's Tiger Stadium.
Didn't TCU do a renovation?
Yeah, it looks really good.
Okay. I was going bells, whistles, finishes, all that good stuff.
That stadium is incredibly nice.
So for keeping score at home, the
Didn't make top
SEC,
25.
according to USA Today, best stadiums, they come in at number 1, number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. With Auburn coming in at number 13 and Alabama at number 8. So there you go.
Not bad. I will say I had not heard, and I mean, I'm sure it's a great environment. I think it might have been Jeremiah Smith that did an interview at Big Ten Media Days and said this, but he said that was Autzen was the loudest stadium he's ever been in his life. And I was like, I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that before, but I'm sure they have a great atmosphere.
I've heard that Autzen, from people who cover football in the South that went out to Autzen, that
Is that nutty?
It's legit. Yeah.
I'm sure
it's a cool place to watch a game if you're not a fan of the other team.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the Civil War, the old Civil War with the game with Oregon State, where fans filled up Ziploc bags of urine
Ew.
No way.
and unloaded them team tunnel? Yeah.
Whew. Okay.
That's a whole new level.
That's something else.
Yeah.
When we come back on 3-man front, Yahoo. They have got their college football predictions, another list that we'll go over next on 3-man front.
12:44 here on this Reaction Monday. Landrum, Pat, Conrad, Molly. So glad that you're with us wherever you may be listening, wherever you may be watching. How about our friends at Mandu? Summer's still going on. It's going to be shorts weather, bathing suit weather for quite some time, even if school is starting back. What that means is you want to look your best in most cases, feel your best. You can do it with Mandu. It's electrical muscle stimulation fitness. Mandu is located conveniently in downtown Homewood, and Paul and his great staff can help you out. Electrical muscle stimulation fitness. That's what it is. You go in, they put you in a suit, they hook you up to a machine that sends electric pulses to various parts of your body. 15 minutes, that's all. 15-minute workout. Because of that technology, it's equivalent to working those muscle groups 6 hours in a gym. I don't have time for that. You probably don't have time for that either. Get into Mandu. Check them out, MANDUU.com. Tell Paul and the gang that Landrum from Jox sent you. We do continue with list. Everybody trying to get their last-minute list in. It's kind of like the Christmas shopping season. Everyone trying to get their last-minute list in before the start of the college football season. And our friends at Yahoo have put out a very interesting list that has caught our eye. The 2025 college football playoff rankings, how it is going to look when those final 25 are ranked. Get ready. Number 25, James Madison.
So this is their projection, for the final top 25.
Yes.
Okay. So James Madison at 25.
James Madison at 25. Number 24, the Memphis Tigers. Okay.
Okay.
Pat will be excited. Number 23, the Toledo Rockets.
Wow. All right.
Mac is back.
Dang straight.
Number 22, Liberty.
Wow. Okay. We are okay. See how we're starting off here.
Number 21, Tulane.
All right, John Summerall. See you.
Number 20, Louisville, the Cardinals.
Okay.
Number 19, SMU, those Rhett Lashley Mustangs.
Good. Not in the playoff.
Number 18, you got Kansas State. Number 17, IU, Indiana Hoosiers.
All right.
Number 16, okay, the USC Trojans.
Okay.
They predict the Trojans to finish with a 9-3 regular season record.
Go ahead. I have some breaking news whenever you guys get done. You want to do it now?
Well, we might as well now. It would be awesome.
I'm sorry. I've just messed up the whole mojo.
Oh,
but
no,
it affects both you and Conrad.
Oh, I'm smelling trade. Max Fried is coming home, and he is going to pitch every single day.
Put your phone down. Put your phone down.
You cheater! That sound means there's breaking news here on the show. For more, we send it to the breaking news desk where Pat Smith, with bated breath, is standing by. Patrick?
Well,
hello.
we were talking a little bit earlier, the Atlanta Braves with an ERA of 6.83 over the past 15 days, 10 games to be exact. It's the highest in the majors, only behind, or Colorado is very close to being as bad as Atlanta is. Well, the Braves have now acquired another pitcher. They have acquired veteran starter Carlos Carrasco from the Yankees.
Yeah! We're back!
I think we have him in the minor leagues.
Hey.
For a player to be named later and cash. So it's the second deal within the last 24 hours. Yesterday, you grabbed the St. Louis Cardinals' Eric Fetty.
I'm sorry.
Who had been DFA'd, and now the Braves have gone out and gotten. You said he's in AAA right now?
So we used him at the beginning of the season, working through some injuries. I think we sent him down to AAA. He might be on the roster just in case we need a spot start from somebody. But
I mean, was no Savannah Bananas pitcher available?
Wow. He has a 5.91 ERA this season.
Oh, and Fetty had a 5.8?
5.22.
Well, you know what?
Oh,
That's
5.22.
under the total staff ERA of the Braves.
That's correct. So it's a win.
You're getting better.
It's almost a run less.
You're getting better.
I'm sorry. I did not mean to interrupt.
No,
but-
I'm so glad we broke news here on the show.
And no cheater in there. Did you see him?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I
He
didn't see
immediately
it.
went to his phone.
Golly.
Well, you said.
Right here in front of us.
Yeah, I want to know what's going on.
Well, all you had to do was wait 5 seconds.
Also, Pat sent it to me, and then he's like, "Don't look at what I just sent you."
A lot of times.
I was
he should
worried.
send that message when he sends us stuff.
Probably.
By the
so.
way, don't look at this.
I got scared when you said Carlos, and I was like, "Do not tell me we just traded Carlos Rodon." But yeah, you can have Carlos.
Oh,
Carrasco.
shut up.
That's
We
fine.
don't want. Yeah, whatever.
That's fine. You
Doesn't
All right, back to the
matter.
music.
The guy's
I'm
got a
sorry.
functioning arm.
What number were you
And he
on?
passed a drug test. Are they even testing at this point?
What number were you on?
Ole Miss comes in at number 15.
See?
On
It's
these
a perfect way to get back
outlandish,
into it.
in Landrum's opinion, college football playoff rankings.
Yeah,
by
Ole Miss
Yahoo.
should be a top 10.
Wait, is that the first SEC team we had at 15 or whatever that was?
That is a good catch, Conrad. Yes, it is. Number
Interesting.
14, out of the Big Ten, Michigan. They predict that they'll have a final regular season record of 9-3. Coming in at number 13, more SEC flavor, Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plains. 9-3 is their predicted record. Not as high on Clemson as we are.
Wow.
They come in at number 12.
Wow.
A final regular season record of 10-3.
Okay, so I guess either 9-3 and you win your conference championship, or
That tells me that they're giving them the loss to LSU.
yeah, that's also an option.
Coming in at number 11, Albertson Stadium will be rocking when the Boise State Broncos finish 11th in the country and 12-1 overall. Number 10, here we go. We're getting into the shepherd's pie of the rankings. The Alabama Crimson Tide.
At what, 11?
Number 10.
12. Oh, 10.
Predicted final regular season record, 10-2. Number 9, Oregon. Number 8, those fighting Georgia Bulldogs.
Oh, all right. This is going to be interesting then at the top.
10-2, regular season.
Mm-hmm.
LSU comes in at 7. Final regular season record prediction, 10-3. They're predicted as the SEC championship runner-up.
Yep. All righty. Okay.
Number 6, Ohio State. Buckeyes to their fan base, Suckeyes to their rivals. 10-3, and they're predicted as the Big Ten championship runner-up.
All right.
Number 5, the Utah Utes.
Are we doing this again? I mean, that sounds like what Conrad typically says with Texas A&M. But how many times? How many times have we put Utah up there?
I'm right there with you. I'm not doing it again.
And they don't have Cam Rising coming back.
I'm not doing it again. Now, I do remember Whittingham listening to a podcast, or maybe it was him at Big 12 Media Days, saying this is his favorite offensive line group that they've ever had. But
they got
I'm
Dampier,
with you.
right?
I'm with you. Prove me wrong, Utah. I'm not putting you up there in my top 10.
Yes, they do have Dampier.
Yeah, I like Devin Dampier, but number 5?
That's woo.
Yeah, predicted to be your Big 12 champion with a final regular season record of 11-2. Coming in number 4, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Predicted with a final regular season record of 11-1. I know one listener who's going to love this next one. Coming in at number 3, the Miami Hurricanes.
Wow. Okay.
Predicted to be the ACC champion by our friends at Yahoo Sports and one Pete Futak. Number 2, Texas. Predicted to be the SEC champion in a final regular season record of 11-2.
And let me guess, Penn State's undefeated, number 1 team in the country.
There you go.
And that's from Yahoo.
That is from Yahoo. And
where was
Pete
Nebraska?
Futak signed his
was
name to it.
Nebraska in the top 25?
No, it's interesting. So they are not. But I will tell you, when they broke
Was
this
Illinois?
down,
Nope.
No, they weren't.
Indiana was 17.
Mm.
They were up there.
Okay.
That was just wild. You had no SEC, so you had like, what was that, 8 maybe teams in the top 15 from the SEC? No SEC teams between 15 and 25.
And Brett Ciancia had 10 in his top 20.
Other notables out of the Southeastern Conference, since you were asking. They got Alabama, Georgia, Texas, LSU, all finishing 10-2. Oklahoma, Ole Miss at 9-3. They got A&M, Florida, Tennessee at 8-4. Auburn and Arkansas at 6-6. Missouri at 7-5. South Carolina at 7-5. Yeah. Molly? Big Ten. Nebraska, where are they? They got you guys finishing 6-6, 3-6 in conference play.
Oh, man.
Hey, another bowl game.
Yes. Any other teams that you'd like to know where they're not going to finish? I'm sorry. Maybe he gets it right.
That's an interesting.
But you know what? Yeah. Good job, Pete. You got my attention. That is the most outlandish preseason prediction listy thing.
Listy thing?
Yeah.
Owning a home is great, but cracks have started showing up at your house. Those doors and windows don't close right. You need to call APS, Alabama Professional Services, 205-951-9717. So if you're dealing with a foundation issue, a wet basement, or sinking concrete, do yourself a favor. Call Alabama Professional Services. You can reach them at 205-951-9717 or visit alabamaprofessional.com.
If you missed what Baylor coach Dave Aranda said, Conrad will play it for you in the next hour. Also, Pat ponders a fresh list of questions for the start of the week. And the worst thing I've seen, and it kind of goes with the narrative of today's show, and it involves the SEC. That and more. Three-Man Front continues here on Jox.
It is 1 o'clock. We enter the fourth and final hour of the program. Thanks for tuning us in on this hot, steamy July day. Please, if you're out there, please be careful. Hydrate. Nasty out there. Heat warnings the next 24, 48 hours here across central Alabama. So please be careful out there. Earlier in the program, we heard from Brett Ciancia from Pick Six Previews, just an incredible breakdown of the SEC. If you missed that, you can download the Three Man Front podcast in the 11 o'clock hour.
That is correct. Also, that got a lot of attention in the first hour as coaches continue to meet with the media. Baylor, their first opponent is Auburn on a Friday night there in Waco to kind of get us started for a big weekend of college football in the opening week. Baylor coach Dave Aranda, interesting analogy that he went with here. This is not the PC version. Here is the Bears head coach.
There's a scene in The Wolf of Wall Street where they're talking about throwing midgets, and it's like, hey, this midget, can he, can he roll there? And you go, no, he doesn't roll. You throw him. You know what I mean? And they're made for throwing. And then after a while, they start talking, and they go, well, you know what? I think if you start talking, they may think they know we're making fun of them. The midgets may think we're making fun of them, so then I'm going to start, they may get mad at us. And then the guys go, well, what we need to do is make them think they're one of us. And they go, one of us, one of us. And I think that's the thing with coaching, call it recruiting, is it's that way. They talk about acquiring players, getting rid of players, just like that. And the whole thing underneath all that is they make them think they're one of us. You know what I mean? And it's like, but I don't know. Do you have to do that to win? That sucks.
Yeah, I like Dave Aranda. I respect him. I cannot believe that, number one, we haven't heard maybe more of a follow-up statement, anything from the school, whatever. Mike Gundy said some pretty inflammatory things, but Dave Aranda is with those comments right there, and I know that he is reciting a movie. He's got to be right up there, Conrad.
I mean,
I'm not calling for his firing.
No, I know.
I just know how the world that we're in today and the climate and how people react to things, I'm surprised that it has not gotten more traction than it has.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess I see where you're coming from with that. Again, I look at this, whatever, people can get mad at me for saying this. I look at this kind of stuff, and you know where he's coming from. I think it's a ridiculous analogy to even make that in the first place. I don't know why that's where his mind went in that moment. But, like, I don't know. I just find if we can't laugh about this kind of stuff anymore, like, it is what, I don't know. I just, it's silly. It's a funny moment. It's a weird analogy, and I wouldn't have used it personally. But, I hope he doesn't get any sort of repercussions for that. It was a silly analogy that he made, and he was trying to make light of something, and it went off the rails a little bit, in my opinion.
So that's an offensive term, correct?
I think it is considered offensive, yes.
Because I had someone text me, ask me if that word and another word
are comparable.
And one of them is a medical term, so it would not be found as offensive, but what he used would be offensive.
What's the medical term? Can you show me your screen?
Snow White.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
We're still there.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yes, that's a medical term.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas
there's an ism that
is
attached to it.
But what Dave Aranda used would be deemed as offensive.
That would be, yes, just deemed offensive. Look, if this relates to you, we'd love to hear from you. 800-239-WJOX.
Do you think it was one of those deals like he got into it and then about halfway through he was realizing that he probably shouldn't have brought it up?
Well, it's just, if you listen to the clip, all he had to do was say, yeah, in the Wolf of Wall Street, the scene when they're going, one of us, and use that as the coaching analogy. Everyone else that's seen the movie knows what comes with that
So he
scene.
didn't have to say anything at the beginning.
No. And it would have gotten the same point across. Again, not the analogy I would have used, but.
Comments coming in on the text line, 205-834.
I'm not finding anything anywhere about people all up. I mean, they said it was a bizarre analogy, but in regards to people.
And I wasn't necessarily expecting it to come out of Waco.
Like calling for his firing, or he said something that was.
But I could see somebody, a national columnist or one of the more prominent media outlets, putting it out there. Maybe that's down the road. Who knows? I'm scared to say anything now.
See, and that's kind of my attitude, is this is all stuff that. Thank you, Pat.
Well, now I have to listen to the stand-up.
Never mind. You still call it a stand-up?
That's why I was afraid to say anything. That was a sincere comment.
You don't know if it's ever going to be one of your own, and it normally is, isn't it?
Mm. Well, you made it. You made it that way. A lot like the clay targets that people use for sport. Dang it.
You can't be doing stuff like that, man.
I'm sorry.
He lives for that.
Yeah, I know he does. I'm in the middle of a sentence, though. That's the last thing I expect to open up.
205-834-9450.
I'm just glad I could get Molly to laugh.
Oh.
Molly's just making sure she's the one person that'll have a job tomorrow if
I'm
this,
not saying a
No,
word.
if this all goes down south.
I'm in this conversation. You're probably you're who they're going to zero in on.
The majority of conversations, I think that applies to me.
No. We love you. You're ours. We claim you.
Hey, gotta live a little, right?
I will speak favorably of you in the deposition.
I appreciate that. I'm sorry if my sense of humor is not as sensitive as other people's. Oh.
205-834-9450.
Yeah, let's move on to something else.
Let's get to some quick texts. This listener texts in and says, sounds to me coaches need to be drug tested. Okay. Nick says that sounded like a statement from Ricky Bobby. Nick from North Birmingham. Yeah?
Well, I just can't. I mean, maybe that just came to him in the moment while he was, speaking, but I have to feel like I feel like you probably had that one in your back pocket. I don't think that one just naturally comes to the top of your mind.
How many people do you think in that Texas High School Football Coaching Association meeting was offended by that?
0.
I'm painting with a wide brush here. But nobody. I'm not saying whether anybody should be or should not be offended. I'm just, like you, surprised that we haven't heard more about it.
I mean, I did a search, multiple searches. I mean, outside of people saying that it was a bizarre take, I don't see anything about a group or an association or anybody calling for an apology.
Mike texts into the show and he says, I guarantee everyone offended by that are not little people. The little people probably found it funny. Go ahead, Conrad. You something to add?
Nope.
Dave says, Molly, smart to be quiet. Going back to stadiums, Gavin says Sanford Stadium. got up over 130 decibels in 2022 when the number one Vols came to Athens. Getting back to the medical tents on the sideline, those medical tents are used for more than you realize for restroom purposes. Empty Gatorade bottle in hand, TV timeouts, play reviews. The length of matchups are lengthy these days. Thank you for that insight. All over the board here if you're just joining the show. Text roulette. Patrick says you get put to sleep for the colonoscopy, not the prostate exam.
Okay, well, that's good to know, I guess. I would definitely want to get put under for either of those, I think.
Can't read that. Oh, Pizza Larry. Okay.
Hey, I just got clarification. There's no player going back to the Yankees.
That's fine. We don't want it.
So you basically have just given
get rid of him.
AAA pitcher to the Braves.
You're welcome.
Freeze up a bed, AAA.
That's right.
Hernandez, good news. You don't have to share a room anymore. Brandon says, I bet Conrad was such a bully. Yep. That's what we call him.
I was actually not a bully. I was very nice, I thought.
That's what most bullies
I'm
say.
sorry that I still laugh at the things that we all laughed at 10 years ago. I apologize that I still have the same sense of humor that our country has lost. I apologize.
All right.
No need to apologize, Conrad.
When we come back on Three Man Front, we'll do some Pat Ponders on this Monday. This is Jox. This is Three Man Front. Might as well go out on a high note, right? Or a low note. See, this is stuff we used to do back in the 90s. That I tell y'all shouldn't do now because you're gonna get in trouble.
I just put on Blink 182 Shuffle, and
that's what it was.
Is their most popular song?
Cross-examination. That is true. They'll find out. I'll talk to the software engineers. How does the shuffle work?
Then that's a whole problem.
That. For the record, I'm recording all of our off-the-air conversations just in case.
That works two ways there, my friend.
Yeah, well, it's a one-party consent state, so I don't know. Conrad has really dug us a hole that I really don't want to be in.
Well, y'all handed me the shovel, so.
We did. You got questions?
He whistles while he works.
Stop. By the way, did you ever see the new one?
No, I did not.
I didn't either.
You didn't?
Mm-mm.
I figured you would.
It was a big deal down in Orlando. There were some other things related to the last time we were talking about that I had questions about, but I'm going to save that for another day. Maybe a shower thought.
Well, if after today's show you still have an interest in hanging out with us, you can do so at the upcoming Kickoff to College Football Party presented by Bill Smith Buick GMC at Regions Field. That's coming up Thursday, August 21st. It is our Jox College Football Kickoff, and the only way that you can go is by winning tickets. And I'll tell you how you can win a pair of tickets for you and a guest right now. All you need to do is text in the keyword kickoff alongside your full name to 205-834-9450. Again, text the keyword kickoff and your full name to 205-834-9450. Winners are drawn and notified daily, and for more information, go visit us online at joxfm.com.
All right, so let's start the week out on a good note. Let's do some Pat Ponders brought to you by Courtesy GMC.
I want to know what you're thinking. Tell me what's on your mind.
It's time for Pat Ponders.
Nobody's going to beat the prices at Courtesy GMC on a brand new GMC. The 2026s are starting to make its way on their 9-acre inventory lot there in Trussville, right off of I-459 exit 32. Get by and see the wonderful folks there. Talking about Josh Gargis, Drew Liley, Tommy Rowan. Great team they have there, not only on the sales floor, but back there in the service department, the body shop. They do it all. They do it all very well. Courtesy GMC in Trussville, or go to courtesybirmingham.com. Question number 1. With the NFL preseason kicking off this week on Thursday, how much of the Hall of Fame game will you actually consume?
I'll probably shut it off third quarter, but I won't watch.
You'll watch that much?
Well, I was going to say, I'm not going to watch start to end of quarter. So I would say cumulatively 2 quarters.
I was going to say like half. I mean, it's the Lions, so I'll turn it on. I'll probably have it on the entire time, just maybe not totally locked in.
Yeah, I'll watch. I will be attentively watching the first quarter, and then it'll be on the background for the rest of the game. That's typically how it goes.
I'm like Conrad, probably a quarter. Move on, watch the Cardinals lose.
Because you're going to get maybe 2 drives with the people you actually want to watch, and then...
One of the most intriguing... This was just for the preseason. This was not a part of the... I don't think the Hall of Fame game was when Tebow was trying to make the comeback at tight end for the Jaguars.
I forgot about that.
I actually tuned in to watch that game specifically to see what he looked like at the tight end position.
Question number 2.
I was not blown away. Apparently, neither were their coaches.
CBS Sports ranks Bill Belichick as the 12th best coach in the ACC, just behind Bill O'Brien. Would you guys have Belichick higher or lower in the ACC rankings?
That is perfect that he's right after Bill O'Brien.
I know that he hasn't coached a college game, but I'm going to give him a little bit of credit for the 6 Super Bowls. I disagree. I think it's funny they put him behind Bill O'Brien.
I'll put him a little higher. I mean, he's still Bill Belichick. But
would you have him in the top 10 in the ACC?
I mean, maybe like 10.
All right, let me give you the list.
Yeah, give us the list.
And then you guys can...
I would have him in the top 5. I'll just tell you right now.
All right, we'll go in the back to the front. So you got Frank Reich at 17, Tony Price 16. Let's see, you got Dickert, Wilcox, then Belichick. Then you got O'Brien, Fran Brown, Matt Diaz, Narduzzi at 8, Doran at 7, Brent Key at 6, Norvell at 5, Rhett Lashley 4, Mario Cristobal 3, Jeff Brom is 2, Dabo's 1. That's your CBS Sports ACC coach rankings.
Not surprised by Dabo, and I would have
But Jeff Brom?
But Brom at 2? Where was Norvell?
Norvell was 5.
That's a tricky one.
What, the list or Norvell?
Or both. Okay, I take back. I might not have him top 5. I'd have him top 8.
Top 8? How
In
about
the
you, Molly?
ACC.
Like top 10, probably.
Still top 10?
Yeah.
I think him and Fran Brown. I think Fran Brown's super underrated.
How about Brent Key, though?
Yeah, he's at 6.
Well deserved.
Wilcox came in at 13?
13.
And who was behind Wilcox?
Dickert. Jake Dickert, who is at Wake Forest.
Okay.
Then Virginia Tech, then Virginia, and then Frank Reich at Stanford.
I forgot Reich was there.
Another former NFL guy.
Also, I'll admit it, halfway kind of forgot that Stanford's in the ACC.
So would you take Pat Narduzzi or Bill Belichick?
Variety of different answers here.
Yeah.
From a...
Just for your coach this year in college football. See, that's a tough one for me.
I'll go Belichick.
Matt Diaz or Bill Belichick?
I go Belichick.
I'll go Belichick.
I'm like you, Landro. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt of, you won 6 Super Bowls, 8 including as a coordinator. Like, you know what you're doing.
And
Can he relate to the kids?
Well, I think he can.
That's true.
He's an overachiever off the field.
Yes.
When are you going to P-Town?
2 weeks. Well, I don't know. Might be tomorrow at this rate.
Be a quick trip.
Might have some free time.
Can I check in early?
Question number 3. We heard the press conference earlier announcing that Deion Sanders had a very serious condition with his bladder cancer. So the question is, Deion Sanders coaching at Colorado. If you were to give him 3 years coaching in college, would you take the over or under?
I'll take the under. And I'm not being, I hope that the recovery continues.
We're talking about his coaching career at Colorado, folks. We're not
Yes.
talking about anything else.
But I think you put the health aside, I would have thought that maybe Deion got another opportunity to go somewhere else within that time. Now you couple it with health. Yeah, I'll say under 3 years.
Colorado or just any college?
Just Colorado.
Yeah, under.
I take the under because I think he'll take another job.
Yep.
Somewhere else.
He'll be the Cowboys head coach.
The enthusiasm, the excitement will fade with that group out there.
You mean in Boulder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. In a recent article in Athlons, a writer said that these 4 colleges should get the memo that get the memos to their fans that their program is not living in yesteryear, that they've lost their prime. And these were the 4 programs. See if you agree or disagree. Miami, Florida, Nebraska, USC. Which college football program is the most past its prime, but its fans have not gotten the memo yet?
Well, I think
I'd probably go USC
Yeah,
off of
you
that
could-
list.
USC.
Yeah. Because every year they're kind of like, we were just joking about Utah, but every year they're going to get that.
Mhm.
I mean, they were what, like 15th or something in the Yahoo Sports you just did. I mean, we always love to fall in love with USC and how good they're going to be this year. And
Florida has played for SEC championships over multiple coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are they Urban Meyer, Steve Spurrier, Florida? No. Miami. When's the last time they won a conference title?
Over 20 years.
And then Nebraska. Molly, you can speak for your Cornhuskers.
Yeah. I mean, expectations are high, obviously, with, like, I would say the older end of the fan base. But, like, for those in my generation, we're kind of used to it. And, like, I feel like I don't have as high of expectations, and neither do my friends, because, I mean, we know the current state of the team. It's not like we're going to, be knocking on the door of a national championship like we did in the 90s. At least not this year, I don't think.
No, when 3 decades go by and you've cycled through the number of coaches that Nebraska has, would you say about, Coach Riley,
Yeah.
Callahan, that the older guard came to the realization that
Yeah.
it's not the same anymore?
I would envision, and it's been a little bit longer than, because Alabama fans in the late 90s, early 2000s, you still had 1992.
Yeah.
But before 1992, it was late 70s for Alabama. I mean, they'd gone 13, 14 years for a national championship. I would imagine that the way Nebraska folks would probably feel would be the equivalent of the way Alabama folks felt between 1979 and 1992, which was a lot of mediocre football and a lot of football coaches.
That's how it's been.
See, but like Molly said, I don't feel like I ever hear Nebraska people or people like, oh, Nebraska, they're a dark horse playoff team this year. Anything like you're reasonably expecting, hey, if we could win 8 wins, that'd be great.
8, 9 wins?
Yeah.
But I just want a bowl game every year. After how many
No, I
years
mean,
of
it was
not
still
having
high for
one?
Alabama fans. I mean, even when
Well,
things
it's
were
always,
not, even when things were not good, there were still always finding.
It was the good old days. A lot of good old days narrative.
I mean, when Ronnie Cottrell brought in a top 5 recruiting class, they were ready to have a parade in Tuscaloosa. Then, of course, that recruiting class ended up getting them in probation. But, those were the days.
If it was done today, Pat, it wouldn't be illegal.
No, not at all.
Let's point that out.
All right,
Roll
next
Tide.
question. Yesterday was the 85th anniversary of the debut of the cartoon character Bugs Bunny. What was your favorite cartoon character as a kid?
SpongeBob.
I'd probably say SpongeBob or Scooby-Doo. It's really good.
Thanks.
That was pretty good.
Scooby was good.
I also did love Tom and Jerry. That was a fun show.
I was die-hard Snoopy as a kid. Dressed up for Snoopy 2 Halloweens in a row. My mom said it was because I wanted to. I think that she just didn't want to buy another costume. But, Snoopy that was my dog.
It's a good one.
Yeah. What about you, Pat?
It had to. Snoopy was right up there. I was trying to remember the ones that I watched before I went to school. Tom and Jerry was always on.
Mm-hmm.
Foghorn Leghorn?
No, I didn't watch a lot of that. Scooby-Doo was always on after school. I'd probably say
Rucky and Bullwinkle?
Scooby-Doo or Tom and Jerry.
I mean, Bugs Bunny was kind of hard to figure out. It was different.
That's today's Pat Ponders, brought to you by Courtesy GMC and Trustful. Visit their online inventory at courtesybirmingham.com.
Well, the fun continues for Conrad. The worst thing that Conrad has seen. Wait for it. We'll do it next. 133, three-man front on a Reaction Monday. Appreciate all of your interaction today. Oh, we got votes from Pat Ponder's favorite cartoon character as a kid. David says Woody Woodpecker and Mighty Mouse. Okay. Also, David adds that he does an excellent Hank Hill impersonation. I'm sure you do. Johnny Quest. Favorite cartoon character. Listener says, I'm really dating myself, but it's Johnny Quest. Do not remember Johnny Quest.
I remember Johnny Bravo. Do you not remember Johnny Quest?
I don't either.
Does Batman the Animated Series count? I think so.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hey Arnold.
Oh, I loved Hey Arnold growing up. It's a good one.
The next one that came in, is that?
I do not know what that is. Never heard of that one. I've never heard of any of them.
Oh, okay. It is legit. Hong Kong Phooey. Never saw that one.
See, some of these I've never heard of.
Also, another topic. This one rolls in. I'm surprised Conrad would want to be put under for the prostate exam.
Yeah, you want to finish that one?
Nope. Thank you, Whiskey. Can't read that one either.
I made a lot of new fans today, I can tell.
I would say that if you're wondering what Whiskey texted in, if you're talking about a whiskey pour, there is a common term that is used, and that is what was applied for Conrad.
Mm-hmm.
Plastic Man, Darkwing Duck, heard of that one. Smurfs and He-Man, those were two that I watched as a kid.
Yeah.
Mushmouth from the Cosby Kids, Pizza Larry says. Fat Joe says Underdog. Peanut says A Hole. All right, good stuff.
Yeah, a lot of good one. Codename Kids Next Door. Did you watch that
Oh,
one?
I
Mom?
used to love
I used to
that.
love that one as a kid.
That and
I forgot about that, honestly.
the original Teen Titans.
Yep, that was
I
a
used
good
to
one.
love that show too.
And I loved Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Yes, and that one.
It was so dumb, but it was like, I don't know. It was funny as a kid.
All right, typically we do the worst thing that I've seen, but Conrad and I both saw something that I actually think is pretty good. We'll get Conrad's opinion. This is the worst thing that Conrad's seen.
This is the worst thing I've seen.
Been in quarantine and like I need to get out and party. Woo! What's better than beach and a few drinks and Jeeps? Man, getting better than that. Law enforcement's definitely made their visitability and made people chill out and not be as crazy. The cops are doing their job as long as they don't be mean to people who are actually being innocent. Then I'm all.
So if you were on social media over the weekend, you probably saw that just about everybody in the world watched the same movie over the weekend. We talked about it a little bit on Friday, of course, and that is Happy Gilmore 2, which came out on Netflix on Friday morning. And a lot of people from the sports world weighing in over the weekend. And like Landrum kind of said a minute ago, he watched it. He really enjoyed it. I watched it. I really enjoyed it for what it was. But there were a lot of people that really, really hated Happy Gilmore 2, and we would love to hear from y'all on the text line 205-834-9450 if you watched it this weekend as well. And, you know, me and Landry were talking about it a little bit this morning, and it was, I don't know why so many people hated it. Now, if you went in with the expectation that it was going to be on par, no pun intended, with the original, then okay, maybe you were disappointed, but why was that your expectation going in that it was going to be as good as the original that came out 30 years ago?
Here's my analogy, non-offensive analogy for the day.
Thank you.
We just did 7 theme parks in 4 days last week, me and my wife. The Velocicoaster at Universal Islands. Awesome ride. Wonderful ride. It was a thrill. Second time we rode it, it was awesome, but not quite as awesome as the first time. Doesn't part of it have to do with you've seen it, you kind of have an idea? There were so many things that we've had so many duds in sequels like this that we've waited a long time for.
Mhm.
Top Gun Maverick, notwithstanding, because I thought that was
one was
really well
excellent.
done. This is totally different genre of movie. I think Adam Sandler did this one about as well as he could have done it.
Yeah, and look, and I understand. I don't want to. Again, it just came out last weekend, so I don't want to spoil like the plot necessarily of the movie, especially things that happened very early on in the movie that I know some people maybe weren't the biggest fans of. But I thought in general, the way that I went into this movie with very low expectations. I just wanted to have a laugh, maybe
Same.
a couple cameos from the
Same.
first movie, maybe some cameos from current golfers, and I got that and then some. And so again, if it is a very fan servicey movie, right? If you love Happy Gilmore and you like golf, I find it hard to believe that you can't find some sort of enjoyment in this movie. Now, does that mean that it's the funniest movie ever? No, it's not. Adam Sandler movies are very hit or miss. I'll be the first one to stand up and say that. But I think that this one, for what it was trying to do and getting a lot of professional golfers to poke fun at themselves, I thought that was executed very, very well.
I agree. And I was telling my wife, the cast in this movie, whether it's a cameo, whether they had lines in the movie, I think that just as a total side note, that says how much Adam Sandler is revered.
Yes.
And how much people like him and his reputation.
Yes.
I'm looking at because I haven't seen it yet, but I'm looking at the list of cameos. It's insane.
It is insane.
I mean, seriously,
The golfers aside, you got Ben Stiller back in this movie, John Daly, which I think is a great part for John
he was
Daly.
fantastic, yeah.
Haley Joel Osment
Yep.
plays the villain, the kid from Sixth Sense.
Mm-hmm. I was saying Travis Kelce's in there.
Yep.
A good bit.
Eric Andre.
Yeah, Eric Andre, Margaret Qualley, they're in there as well. But I mean,
I didn't
even
know
just-
Bad Bunny. I could not have picked him out of a lineup.
Oh, I missed him. I didn't know.
He's the caddy.
That's Bad Bunny? I didn't know. Man, he looks completely different in that. I guess I'm used to seeing him with sunglasses on, but
Eminem.
that's cool. Yeah, okay. Well, yes. Okay.
Eminem.
That was the
That
one.
was sneaky.
That one was so good, and there's a lot of people that watched that movie and said, I have no idea who this guy is. But that's one of the things, too, like you just said, to get Eminem to be a cameo in your movie, he doesn't do anything for anybody.
No.
And so that was the moment where it was like, oh, wow, that was a really big get.
I thought Travis Kelce did well.
He was very funny.
Obviously, girlfriend. Not that he needed it, but she was like, "No, if you're gonna appear, we're getting an acting coach, and you are gonna dominate this role."
He had that reality show.
He
so
did.
he's all
He did.
used
He
to it.
did. It was well done.
The only person, and I brought this up to you earlier, I won't say exactly the spot that he would have been great in, but honestly, when I got done watching the movie and seeing what people said about it, the only thing that I felt like was a missed opportunity on one person's behalf was that Tiger Woods was not a part of the movie. Whether that was he didn't want to or he wasn't asked, I don't know. But that was the only figure from the golf world that I felt was missing that would have been the cherry on top. But everything else was
Ricky Fowler, Justin Thomas, Xander Schauffele.
He's so funny.
It was funny.
Scotty Scheffler was very. I mean, everybody was
No Phil.
But I mean, okay, I can live with that. You got Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau to sit next to each other, like on a set and do an act together in this movie. I mean, I just thought. Again, I understand why some people, if you had expectations that it was going to be like the first and it didn't meet those. But I mean, if anybody's seen like when they rebooted the Vacation movies, do you remember that with Ed Helms? Oh, now that is a terrible movie. That is worthy of the worst thing that I've seen. This is leagues beyond something like that, in my opinion.
This was the best version you could have gotten a sequel, 29 years later?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And was it a cash grab?
The
Obviously,
continuation, the plot continued to develop. There were really no gaps. Well done.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Again, it's not going to be the best movie you see this year. It's not going to be the funniest movie you've ever seen, but on a whatever night at home with the family, you can watch. And you can watch it with your kids. I don't remember there being anything in there that was...
No, because they stopped shy of the expletives and they had the cutaways.
Yeah.
The quick cutaways, so you can watch it with your family.
Watch it with your family. And
Sandler's family being in it was cool. His daughter and his wife.
Yep. Very well done. And I know if you want to, you can watch both of them because I know the original Happy Gilmore is on Netflix as well, so you can do a little bit of a double feature with it. But no, I look, I get it. If you put 20 minutes into it and you just don't like it at all, then so be it. You gave it a try. But I would recommend if you like the original, if you care about golf at all, you like Adam Sandler movies, it's worth. It doesn't cost you anything.
I want
It's
to
on
watch it
Netflix.
now.
It's fun.
You need to watch it.
It's funny. Now, I will say my wife, for example, Paige said, well, do you think I would like it? I said, maybe, but she doesn't know who any professional golfers are. And that takes a lot of the humor out of it. I will say that.
When you had the what would you call them? Where he's getting back in the game and he's going to play that first round after the hiatus.
Yeah, that's
and
where
he's with
Eric
like
Andre,
the hipster crowd.
Yep.
That was funny.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, that's where Eric Andre and Margaret Qualley are in there. But yeah, it was
Margaret Qualley doing the dance.
Yeah. It was one of those where you're like, this is annoying, but if you've played golf recently, you've probably seen something like that on a golf course.
You've probably played with that group.
Probably so.
I mean, the golfers, Jack Nicklaus, Fred Couples, John Daly, Corey Pavin, Lee Trevino, Nancy Lopez, Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, Xander Schauffele, Colin Morikawa, Keegan Bradley, Tony Finau, Brooks Koepka, Will Zalatoris, Bubba Watson, Ricky Fowler, Bryson DeChambeau, Nelly Korda.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely stacked on top of all the non-golf celebrities that we mentioned in there. I will say...
I forgot Reggie Bush was in this.
Reggie Bush. Of all the golfers in the movie, I thought Will Zalatoris had the best part. And the way that they implemented him into the story was fantastic.
Yes.
I really appreciated that. So, give it a shot. Let us know what you think. I know some people are chiming in with what their thoughts are on the movie, but it was just odd to me that I really enjoyed it. You enjoyed it, Landrum, and the majority of what I saw from other people in sports media was that some of them, I mean, we're saying it was like the worst movie they've ever seen. Like, well, you haven't seen a lot of movies then.
What he did with Shooter McGavin, it's great. A little bit of a plot twist.
You had the
even Lars, I
was about to say the giant dude with
guy,
the nail in his head. Yeah, you brought all that stuff.
You got
back.
his son.
I don't know what other people were seeing, but they're entitled to their opinion. I thought it was very entertaining.
As well. If we were grading this on a Molly's movie review,
what would you give it?
I'd give it a 3.5.
Okay.
Oh, I know. I'm going north of 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd give it.
I watched half of it again last night.
Really?
And we had some family in town. They hadn't seen it.
It's like a solid. I would give it a solid, C plus B minus kind of grade.
Okay.
Like
Really?
that's a good. Well, I think that's a good movie in my opinion.
Okay. Interesting. A lot of your comments, and we will notice some of the spoiler alerts. We'll put those in there as well. 800-239-WJOX, 205-834-9450 on the Jox text line. Happy Gilmore 2. Thumbs up, thumbs down. We want to hear from you. 151 here on Three Man Front. Back to your reactions, your reviews of Happy Gilmore 2. I thought it was pretty darn good. Conrad thought it was pretty darn good. Some of our listeners mixed reviews. We will get to those on the text line. But first, out of Major League Baseball, and this coming from sources, you know you wield a lot of power and popularity as a player when you can go nose to nose with the commissioner of that league and tell him to get the expletive out of your clubhouse.
I would say Bryce Harper is probably one of the few players that carries that amount of weight.
And now, if he wasn't already Bryce Harper, a hero to a lot of Major League Baseball players, team execs, Rob Manfred, it's no secret that he's not super popular.
No, he is not, and I've seen a lot of people. Again, if you want, there's a really good story that I think Passon put it up on ESPN detailing this. But yeah, it was Bryce Harper going at Commissioner Manfred about the potential salary cap changes, and a lot of people worried that maybe this is the first sign of a lockout on the horizon for Major League Baseball, which I think we all agree is something we want to avoid at all costs. But when it's getting that heated already, has some people maybe a little worried. But hey, good for Bryce Harper standing up for the players.
Yeah. We'll get to your text on the text line, your reviews of Happy Gilmore 2. It came out Friday. Conrad, I think, saw it just after it hit Netflix in the wee hours of the morning here. Watched it the next morning after Morning Jox. But your reaction, 205-834-9450. And Joseph reminds us, Adam Sandler, his wife is in most of his movies. I was informed of that by my wife. Spoiler alert on this one. It's a major part of the plot. So if you've not seen the movie, you want to be surprised. Earmuffs, real quick. The negative reaction that I've seen, because Jason texts into the show and he says, I liked it. My wife did not like the movie because of what happened with his wife in the movie.
And that was a popular sentiment online of why people didn't like what happens at the very beginning of the movie. That we won't spoil for you, but it is what sets off the entire plot of the movie.
Yeah.
And if you didn't like it, that's fine, but it, oh well. I didn't write the script.
Buster says, I loved Happy 2. I love Sandler movies. Thomas said, I really liked Happy Gilmore 2, loved all the celebrity cameos, and was surprised with PGA and LIV golfers who participated in the movie, plus Jack Nicklaus and Fred Couples for the older guys. Lee Trevino, don't forget about him. Only dumb part was the theme of the other golf league and how they played. Overall, 9 out of 10. But I thought that was throwing some shade.
At LIV?
Well, not only that, but I think the Tiger Golf League.
Yeah, TGL. Yeah.
Not really throwing shade, but kind of merging the two concepts.
Yeah, you're just kind of making fun of the competitors. I will say, I thought it was very creative, the explanation they came up with for why the certain golfers were able to play as well as they did. I know it's kind of bizarre and kind of an out there explanation, but I actually was like, oh, they actually found a way to tie this into the plot. Yes. I thought that was, I appreciated that.
How many doctor's appointments here in the next? It's like, yeah, I don't know what I did to my back, but I was trying the extra torque.
Yeah.
Haley Joe Osmond could do it.
Exactly. I thought, hey, it's always good when they can explain stuff like that as part of the plot.
Yep.
Kudos to them.
This one says I saw Happy Gilmore 2 on Saturday. It was about what I expected. It wasn't great, but I don't understand all the hate either. I enjoyed all the cameos, and like I said, overall, it was about what I expected. Our friend Joey Mullins there from Sanford. It was the Bulldogs hitting the field for the fall. And the fact that they got Vern to cuss was hilarious to this listener.
Yes, that was
good old
great.
Vern Lundquist. He's in there as well. That's going to do it for us. We appreciate all of you joining us today. Catch the podcast. You can always go to Jox TV as well. God is great.